Now, this is always sort of that moment of trepidation in the lead-in, the text messages around the grand final entertainment. We've got a few coming in. They're varied, as always. G'day to Terry, who texts, the guy who ate Post Malone, a.k.a. Teddy Swims, can sing. More outfit changes than Naomi Campbell. Great pre-match. Wishing the team a great call, says Terry. Nico from Hastings Point says, shades of meatloaf. Regards, Nico, thank you. 0467 920 222 is the number to get in touch. Phil from Zilmere text, gee, I'm glad I came to watch the footy and not this bloke. If you've got to say before we get to the kickoff, 0467 920 222. And the standard text around this time of year, Dave goes, boo, bring back Tina Turner. We can't bring back Tina Turner. She's not with us anymore. And now the team is starting to be introduced on the big screen. I'll go through position and, well, while they're doing it on the big screen, Louis, why not go through it here? The Melbourne Storm tonight, represented by Ryan Pappenhausen, the 2020 Clive Churchill medalist. The Flying Mullet plays at fullback. He's in his third grand final. Will Warbrick and Xavier Coates play on the wings. Coates, a former Brisbane player of 3 seasons before he moved to Melbourne in 2022. He picked up the Dally M, one of the 2 Winger of the Year awards during the week. The centres are Jack Howarth and Nick Meaney. Cameron Munster, a 6th grand final for the 5'8". He lost his first, won his second, lost his third, won his fourth, lost his fifth. So on that tic-tac, might be a good night for Cam Munster in the Storm. A 29th final. He's in the top 10 all-time for NRL players in finals now, Cam Munster. He's at 5'8". But Jerome Hughes, the man that broke his arm in the final round before the finals, came back last week. The Dally M medal winner of 2024 and 2020 premiership winner, plays at half-back for Melbourne. What are the new men? Just 2 new men from last year's grand final for the Storm. Stefano Uda-Ikamanu, formerly of the West Tigers. He's in the front row with Josh King. Harry Grant is the captain and hooker. Grant, of course, was on the Melbourne list when they last won it in 2020, but he was on loan to the West Tigers that season, so didn't play in that premiership for the Storm. Sean Bloor and Eliesa Katoa are the second rowers for Melbourne, and Trent Liero, who's had a breakout year, the boy from the Sunshine Coast, played Origin and reaches his 100th game milestone on this huge grand final stage tonight. And the bench, the best Swiss Army knife in the competition, Tyron Wishart at number 14. Adavalu Lasati is the second of those players that didn't play last year for the Storm. He's on the bench along with Tui Kamakamitha and Alec McDonald, the same team that beat the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks last week. Louis, that's the 17 for Melbourne in 2025. Joe Chan is the 18th man.
Yeah, fair 17 there for the Melbourne Storm. And the guys that you mentioned for me, obviously the spine there, and Pappenhausen, Munster, Hughes and Grant, they've got to really have a big game tonight. I thought they played really well together last week against the Sharks to get him here tonight. So I expect them another big performance by them guys. Their forward's going to lay a really good platform, but they're coming up against the quality outfit, the Brisbane Broncos.
Won their first ever premiership in their 2nd season in the competition here in 1999 against St George Illawarra. Had 4 grand finals during an era which was officially struck for the record, but for argument's sake, 2 runners-up in 06, 08, either side of premierships, in 07 and 09, which were, to the strict interpretation, not recorded because of the salary cap scandal, which was unveiled in 2010, should I say. But 3 premierships since then, 2012, 2017 and 2020, and runners-up last year in 2018 and to your Sharks in 2016. While for the Brisbane Broncos, it's Reece Walsh at fullback. Josiah Karapani and Dean Mariner play on the wings. Katoni Staggs and Gimat Shibasaki are in the centres. Ben Hunt returns to the grand final on return to the Brisbane Broncos. His first 9 years were with the Broncos. He then had 7 at St George Illawarra. It's his 16th season in the NRL. Should he win today, he will surpass Paul Gallen's record of 279 games to get a premiership ring. He's in his 355th game. Ben Hunt is yet to pick up a premiership ring. Adam Reynolds has done so. He did so with South Sydney under Michael Maguire in 2014. He is the halfback and captain. And for the forwards, Corey Jensen, he played most of of the 2023 season for the Broncos, but didn't play in that final series. He starts tonight with one of the Dally M props of the year in Payne Haas. Corey Pakes is the hooker. The second rowers are Brendan Piakura and Jordan Ricky. Pat Carrigan was suspended last week. He returns to the team at lock forward tonight. And the bench, a man who scored 3 tries in the grand final 2 years ago, Ezra Mam, himself a very up and down year, suspended earlier in the year. Hurt his hamstring in that round 23 loss to Melbourne. He's in the number 14 jumper. Kobe Hetherington, Xavier Willison and Tyson Smoothie round out the Broncos 17. Smoothie himself a former Melbourne player, having played 4 games there before moving to Brisbane. So a bit of cross-pollination there. Of course, Xavier Coates has mentioned the former Bronco. And that 18th man for Brisbane is Jesse Arthurs. So 10 of the men that were here on this night 2 years ago, Louis, get a chance for redemption, which has been one of the big themes in the lead into this grand final. The 2 teams that were the 2 most recent victims of that Penrith dynasty. The Panthers won't have the title tonight. We will get a new premier.
Yeah, new premier. And I was thinking about this morning, and I thought about yesterday. There was a couple of boys sitting there this morning thinking we could be walking home tonight with a ring around your finger, and that's all you think about. So the Brisbane Broncos, they get their opportunity. I'd love to see Benny Hunt get that win that he's been searching for a long period of time. Madge Maguire coming over and doing what he's done with the Brisbane Broncos. I'd love to see him go out and do what he can do and get this team another premiership, but they've got a really tough side in front of them with the Melbourne side. But yeah, look, I'm just really interested to see how this first 20 minutes is going to go, Q, because I believe that will tell us, what's going to happen in this game. If it's a slow start by the Broncos, I can't see him fighting their way back against this Melbourne outfit. But if it's a end-to-end stuff, a real arm wrestle, try for try type situation, well, you're going to see a pretty special finish, I think. I'd love to see it go to extra time, Q. I want to see a Canberra game here, grand final night. That would be awesome.
That would be something else. And strangely, it's the 3rd time that they're going to meet within 2 months. The way that the NRL draw works, it had them sort of back-ended with a game in Melbourne in round 23 that the Storm won 22-2. That was the night where there were a number of injuries for the Broncos. And then, similar, the Storm lost Xiaomi Mi in round 27 during the game that Brisbane got one back just before the finals and won by 30 points to 14. There was a period between 2017 and the qualifying final 2023 when Melbourne won 14 in a row against Brisbane. They absolutely owned the Broncos, but that 2023 qualifying final result en route to the grand final broke that drought. And I think, if anything, Louis, of recent times, this Broncos team doesn't have the same mental baggage playing against Melbourne as their colleagues of 4 or 5 years ago.
No, definitely not. I feel like this Brisbane Broncos side are a lot sort of younger and more, I don't know, feel like they're them against the world type feeling. I feel like they don't think too much about it. They just get out and play. They know they're a superstar side, and I know Gibbsy's got some awesome stats as well. So I'd love to hear what he's got down there for the Brisbane Broncos.
Go for it, Gibbsy.
Well, I was gonna digress for a moment. Just on Ben Hunt tonight, you mentioned he plays his 355th game. Well, that just rang a bell with me because he equals Darren Lockie. I was just having a chat to Lockie a little earlier. 3rd all time, so he's got 430 in front of him, of course, Cameron Smith. 372 is Cooper Cronk, and now it is Ben Hunt joining Lockie. Adam Reynolds about to lead the side out as Berra thought for Grant Atkins, his first game as referee. He'll be very nervous as well.
He's on debut in a grand final at this level. He's done a grand final at this ground, but that was the under-20s a long time ago. Adam Reynolds leads the Brisbane Broncos onto Stadium Australia for the 2025 grand final. They'll be playing in their predominantly away white strip with the maroon trim and maroon shorts. 35 years of age, into his 309th game, and what a pickup he has been for the Broncos. This ain't Melbourne tonight, but it's a guitar riff that is played when the Storm are at home. And doesn't Stadium Australia on the last Sunday feel like home for this brilliant Melbourne team that keeps getting itself into title contention? AFL style, they have a banner which reads relentless, hard workers get lucky. And Harry Grant is about to lead the purple hard workers out to another grand final. Louis.
Yeah, you know what, it's funny, I love watching teams right now. You see the Brisbane Broncos absolutely sprint out. And you watch the Melbourne Storm, they just cruise out, get through their, going through their last little thought process as they're about to line up for the national anthem. But yeah, two different sides sort of running out there with the way that they sort of come onto the field. But gee, I can't wait for this kickoff. I'm getting super excited now, Hugh.
Broncos have already taken formation on the western wing. And the Storm now, having run through that banner, doing as same in their home strip of the deep purple and navy. And we're about to hear Auntie Julie officially welcome us to country. Conrad Sewell is on national anthem duty. This is the NRL Grand Final of 2025 on ABC Sport with Quentin Hull, Luke Lewis and John Gibbs. Wherever you're tuning in around Australia, around the world, we hope that you can enjoy the last couple of hours of what has been an extraordinary 2025 season of rugby league. Auntie Julie to welcome us to country.
If able, please stand for the welcome to country to be delivered by Auntie Julie Jones, followed by the national anthem to be performed tonight by Conrad Sewell.
I'd like to begin by paying my respects to my ancestors and elders and extend that respect to all present here tonight. Warami, Walamabami, Garambarak, Bujarinami, Wangulbemu, Burabadu, Yugadagarang. Hello. Wherever you have come from tonight, it's good to see you gathering on the traditional land, skies and waters of the Wangal people of the Darug Nation. This country is extraordinary, strong, resilient and nurturing. She holds the dreams, hopes, stories and experiences, not just of my people, but all people who are privileged to call her home. For those visiting for the first time, she warmly welcomes you and we hope you enjoy your time here. As we leave here tonight, please do so in the knowledge of knowing we walk this ancient land in the footprints of thousands who have walked before us. Thank you and have an amazing night.
Talk is done. There's 80 minutes and perhaps a little bit extra between now and crowning the premiers for 2025. Who's your tip, Luke Lewis?
I'd like to go to extra time, 107 minutes exactly. But no, my tip went to Melbourne by 8. Harry Grant, Clive Churchill, Reece Walsh, first try.
Gibbsy, chills as ever. What are your final thoughts?
Toss of the coin and it's come down Brisbane, but Brisbane must stop Harry Grant.
And very good point about Grant Atkins as well, who has beaten Ashley Klein to the plum job on field tonight. Ashley Klein will be in the bunker and absolutely pristine conditions. Louis, just having a look at the players getting a final little pass around and kick around and run around on this venue. It looks absolutely top-notch for footy tonight, a warm night for football.
You couldn't ask for a better night. The field looks spectacular. There's not an empty seat in the crowd, and there's not a breath of wind down there, and it's pretty hot. I'd probably want to hear a player, maybe just a tad bit cooler. But the sweat on that ball tonight is going to be ridiculous.
So Melbourne's last premiership was against Penrith here in 2020. But Brisbane, they have not won in 19 seasons, not since they beat the Storm back in 2006. It seems like an eon ago for a club that was basically successful from the outset. 6 premierships, of course, one of those in the Super League during that fractious era in the game in 1997 when the Newcastle Knights claimed the the ARL title of that year. 2 runners-up since then, though. In 2015 to their northern cousins of Queensland, the North Queensland Cowboys, and 2 years ago here to Penrith. The Melbourne Storm are going to kick off, and it will be the Broncos to receive first. They'll run to the right of your radio dial, so the Storm attacking the Cauldron end, which is the northern end of Stadium Australia, and the Broncos the southern end. Hope you can enjoy it with us. If we get anything like the season we've had, boiled down to 80 minutes, this is going to be one hell of a decider. I hope you can enjoy it with us on ABC Sport. Nick Meaney's ready to kick off. The countdown is complete. The 2025 NRL Grand Final is underway. Meaney kicks off for Melbourne. Ben Hunt catches the kick-off and dishes it off for the first run, and Corey Jensen takes the tackle 5 metres from the goal line at that northern end. Corey paces it dummy half, gives it off to Piakura, who's just beyond the 10-metre line, 10 in from touch on that Kathy Freeman stand side. One man infield now to Carrigan, who returns to the team. Kings there to make a strong tackle for the Storm, just short of the 20. Pace gets it on the Haas. There's the 1-2 punch. 5 metres for Haas before he's knocked down by King and Grant, and a penalty goes to Brisbane. A little bit extra in that tackle from the Storm. Play 4 and a piggyback to the attacking end immediately for Brisbane.
Yeah, well, they needed that, the Broncos, because I tell you what, the attitude of the Melbourne Storm in defence, they're up in Brisbane Broncos' face. They're limited the metres. They weren't going too far. But that was a really nice strong carry there from Payne Haas. A kick upfield and they're back underway.
Kick made it to the 40 and then a good carry into attacking territory from Shibasaki of the Broncos. A dozen in from touch on the left, 45 from Melbourne's line. Played to pace, given one man infield to Jensen, and Jensen a second carry early stages. He's 38 out from the Storm line, and 6 more on a hold down from Melbourne in the ruck. Walsh receives from Reynolds, runs at the line to Reece Walsh before being tackled underneath by Bloor and up top by Munster. Plays the ball to Pates, out of dummy half, gives it on to Carrigan. Dummies, but is picked up and driven into the turf by a classic tackle by Grant, getting underneath his ribs. Broncos 20 out. Pates to the left, gives to Reynolds. Feeds Piakura on an inside line. Taken 15 out, slightly left-hand side. Broncos on the attack early. Carrigan pops it up for Haas. Haas with a straightening run, but put down centre field and 10 metres out. First scoring opportunity of the grand final for the Broncos as they go to the right. Walsh receives from Reynolds, and Walsh puts a pass to the wing. Dean Mariner scores. Dean Mariner scores before the Storm touch the ball, as long as he hasn't gone over the dead ball line. He got perilously close there, Louis. What was he doing?
I don't know, I'm looking at his face. I think he's a little bit shocked. I think he went a lot closer than he think he did. But get penalised. The Brisbane Broncos get their penalty to get upfield. Reece Walsh uses that footwork. Beautiful pass. Comes off that right foot there, Mariner. He tries to better the position. Oh, I tell you what, there was like a blade of grass in that foot in that white line.
Oh, my word, Gibsy.
Well, they're going to have a long, hard look at this. Oh, I think he's saved. He's treated the dead ball line like a precipice, but I think he scored the opening try. He scored the last one, the important one, last week, of course, against Penrith. After Reece Walsh gave him the ball, this was a more traditional pass, and he has scored. He came infield. He still had a fair bit of work to do. Fantastic work, and we wanted them to have a quick start, the Broncos, if they were to win the game. Well, they've got exactly that.
Couple of penalties inviting Brisbane into attack, and Dean Mariner, who scored that try out on the right in the closing stages of the preliminary final. He's now got 11 tries for the season, the Kiwi-born 2-test Samoan. And Adam Reynolds, courtesy of that very audacious trip along the dead ball line to improve the angle. Will kick from only a couple of metres to the right of the uprights. We're still having a look at this though. Referee Atkins is just telling Adam Reynolds to wait before he attempts this conversion.
Yeah, it was funny. I was just watching Matt McGuire's face. He was going, yeah, he'll celebrate. And then he got that close. I'd love to know what he was saying just after that. But I reckon he gets it down. It's been cleared. There we go.
Twice confirmed. Broncos fans can breathe. And Adam Reynolds has had another great year off the kicking tee. 79 successful from 93 attempts. This is a gimme in the grand final. Knocks it over for 6-0 Broncos, and the Storm are yet to touch the football, Luke Lewis.
Yeah, well, the Storm, you know what, I don't know what the first penalty was for, but you got a back Green Atkins there, and they get a set restart. But Melbourne, well, they started off really, really well with their defence and their attitude, but just 2 penalties, they get up the other end, and they let a pretty easy try in for the Melbourne Storm standard. So they'll want to start this game again. It happens. Sometimes you just don't get the rub of the green early. So I'm not too worried about Melbourne this early just yet.
Nick Lee's going to restart play with the kick-off for the Storm. It's a high ball which comes down about 10 metres from the goal line, and once again it's Ben Hunt who catches it. 10 years ago, of course, but he catches that one and he doesn't offload. Takes the tackle about 15 from that northern end goal. Gives the ball on to Piakura. Up to the 20 before he slips into the tackle. Brendan Piakura of Liero plays the ball there for Brisbane. Takes one man to the right and infield for Carrigan down the middle third, who is taken just short of the 30-metre line. 6-0 early on to Brisbane. It's the NRL Grand Final on ABC Sport. Reynolds to the right edge for Staggs, but he's brought down in the tackle of Howard. Staggs to play at western side, 15 from half-back. Now Jordan Ricky takes it forward. Playing in a helmet, the edge back rower. Plays at 8 from half-play. Plays the ball to Pace. Passes it to Walsh. Walsh with a left foot. Bomb at the end of the set. Pappenhausen underneath it. Finally, Melbourne has the ball as the flying mullet catches it on his 10 and gets smashed on the 20-metre line. So the Storm get a chance to get their hands on the Steeden in this grand final. They're already down 6-0. Coates has a run down the middle third. Midway goal line and halfway when he's tackled. Munster at dummy half gives it off to Warbrick, and Will Warbrick up to the 30. Now played to Grant. Passes right for Hughes. Gives it out towards Meany on the edge. Nick Meany there. Runs into 3 defenders though. And he'll be tackled for Melbourne. 10 in from Towns on the right and 10 from halfway. Grant pops it up. Infield for Katoa. Eli Katoa with 3 defenders around him. Gets the Storm to halfway. That's 5 in this first set in possession for the Storm. Hughes will kick downfield at the end of the set. From halfway it's a high and deep kick which is caught by Karapani, defensive left corner. A couple of metres from his goal line. Kick return gets to the 10.
Yeah, they'll be happy that they got through that set there, Melbourne. They did a good job. They were sort of 5-10 metres out from their own line. They're in hard and direct. They got upfield nicely. Beautiful kick. Got into their kick chase. Now they just want to get back into a bit of rhythm.
Play 3. Staggs takes the ball to within, midway between the goal line and halfway. Katoni Staggs on the right edge for Brisbane. Plays the ball to Pace, given on to Haas. Down the middle third and almost got through Liero. Needed help from Katoa to knock his legs down. Played 15 from halfway for the Broncos. To the left, Carrigan. Hunt. Pass to the edge. Bounces and is bowled around. Referee Atkins says...
No, I've got a one-on-one strip by Gemmett who pulls it that way.
Knock on for the Storm. Is he...
Quickly.
He's saying that
he's got the ball on you,
he's got the ball off and then he takes it out, rips it out.
No, he's saying
he's actually got a point.
To Melbourne. Yeah,
he's got a point. So what he's saying is that Will Warbrick did get the ball in his hand and Shibazaki ripped it out and he sort of pulls it backwards and that's where the knock-on comes. And watching that replay, I think he gets it right.
Loose call, loose play out on the left edge there. Johnny Gibbs on the touchline.
Yeah, that was the correct call. There's no doubt about that. This is a great start of this game. Melbourne looking a little bit anxious.
7 minutes in, 6-0 Brisbane. Storm on the attack off the scrum. Udawikamanu, one of 2 new players in the grand final for Melbourne tonight that didn't play last year. He's taken 32 metres out. Plays it to Grant, and now Blore goes on a straightening run. Sean Blore without much gain on the run. He's tackled 26 metres from Brisbane's line. Plays it to Grant. Runs to his right out of dummy half. Passes to Munster. Given on to Katoa through Hughes to Pappenhausen to the end. Infield goes Meany. Meany beats a tackle, and Meany scores an answering try for the Storm. That was too easy to the right end. Melbourne hit back straight away. Broncos 6, Storm 4 kick to come.
Well, that was a little bit too easy for the Melbourne Storm. But really their first opportunity, good ball. They come over to this left edge, they set up a play, and then that shift over to that right side. Everyone absolutely flying at speed. You go Jerome Hughes, Pappenhausen, then gets it to Nick Mini, and it's a foot race. Nick Mini getting that speed, outside Shibazaki, and then he just uses that footwork, comes back off his right foot, and that is a really nice try there from Melbourne. And that's the way you got to strike back in the grand final.
Perfect hit back for the Purple Gibsy.
Well, both right side players there got the ball. Dean Mariner got the ball, stepped on the inside of Pappenhausen. Pappenhausen got the ball on the outside on that occasion. Went to Nick Mini, good right foot step. He's an underrated player, Nick Mini. He's a versatile player. He stepped inside Reece Walsh. So all of a sudden, we have a situation. Andrew Moore would be at home going, you score, we score.
And Nick Mini, who started his career with the Knights, played 3 seasons with the Bulldogs before moving to Melbourne. It's his 4th year in Storm colours now. He's the first choice goal kicker as well in this grand final, as much as Ryan Pappenhausen's very adept at that skill as well. 15 in from the right, 18 metres out. Mini converts his own try and levels the scores early on. So we've had the settling period, Louis, and we're at 6 apiece.
Yeah, a little bit of nerves for Melbourne early, then Broncos got a great try, and then we've got the Broncos a little bit nervous defending their line. They were so good defending their line last week against the Panthers. They just couldn't come up with the right play there in defence, but both sides are so good in attack, and I hope that we continue to see stuff like that tonight.
Yeah, well, we wondered whether we'd get a grind or whether we get an open game of footy. 2 tries in the first 10 minutes. Quentin Hull, Luke Lewis and John Gibbs with you. It's the NRL Grand Final for 2025 on ABC Sport as the Broncos kick off. It's caught by Munster near the dead ball line. And it's given to Wutuika Manu, who runs the ball into the field of play. Stop 10 metres from that southern end goal. Grant one-hander, pick up a dummy half. Little scoop from Harry Grant, gain 10 before a good tackle from Staggs. Quick play the ball to Pappenhausen. He pinches 15 out of dummy half as well. 2 quick runs in the Storm on the front foot. 15 from halfway. Now through the hands to the right. Munster to Hughes. Gives it to Katoa. Shifts it all the way to the right edge for Warbrick. Will Warbrick on the right wing meets the defence of the Broncos out on that left side. Hunt's there along with Shibasaki to put him down. Storm play it on halfway. Katoa now takes Melbourne into attacking territory with a gain of 6 or 7. It's play 5 last coming up for Melbourne here. 43 from the goal line. Hughes will bomb downfield for the Storm. It'll come down 10 metres out. Walsh catches comfortably for the Broncos. Defuses the bomb and the Broncos will start this set 10 from their own line. 10 minutes played. Melbourne 6, Brisbane 6.
Yeah, good work there by Cam Munster as he gets his timing right on the kick. He gets down there and he knows he can't get a real good catch on it, and he doesn't tackle or touch Reece Walsh while he's in the air. He waits, doesn't give away a penalty. Smart play there from Cam Munster.
Karapani to the 20 as Brisbane try and work their way upfield. Absolutely glorious, slightly warm conditions for this grand final at Stadium Australia. Mariner to the 30 now, Pakes out a dummy half, give him 9 on a little solo scoop. 11 inside Broncos territory. Hunt service out a dummy half as Messi along the ground, cleaned up by Ricky. Given to Reynolds, who will still kick downfield with good distance. He goes over the head of Coates, sits up in the in-goal area. Coates gathers, now runs back into the field of play. Is rocked by the tackle of the Broncos kick chase. Led there by Carrigan and Jensen. 15 metres from the Melbourne line and just a little extra push from Corey Jensen. Gives away a penalty and this will give the Storm a free trip to halfway.
There wasn't a whole lot in this push. A little bit of Hollywood there from Coates, but smart work. You can't do it. There's some good contact in that tackle. He's got a little bit over-enthusiastic there. Yeah, I don't know if there's much of a push, but good work there from Coates. Playing within the rules, gets himself and his team a penalty. They kick upfield. They'll get a full set from about 35 out.
2-time premiership winner Luke Lewis with me. John Gibbs down on the touchline.
Well, that was almost an attempted 40-20 there by Adam Reynolds. He's got 3. Reece Walsh, we believe, has got 5 40-20s, and Ben Hunt has got 1. So they've got dangers for 40-20s all over the park.
King gets the Storm to halfway. Melbourne now into attack with Liero receiving from Munster. Straightening run, he's tackled 38 metres out from the Broncos line. Played to Grant, given it the right for King, through the hands to Hughes. Runs at the line, pops it to Katoa, pops it to Mini, who's going to be reeled in one-on-one by the tackle of Shibasaki out on the attacking right for the Storm. 10 in from the Kathy Freeman stand wing and 20 metres from the northern in-goal area. King, he's tackled it, flips the ball out the back to Grant. Play on Melbourne, passes to Hughes, laterally across the 20 to the left. Pappenhausen gives it on to Howarth. No way through on the left edge for Jack Howarth. He's put down. Last play Storm. 18 metres from the Broncos line out on the left. It's given to Hughes. Puts up a bomb for our coach. Can Xavier get to it? No, it bounces off the back of players, but a penalty goes to Melbourne. Against Katoni Staggs for blocking the runway of Air Xavier Coates.
Too smart here, Jerome Hughes. I thought he was going to go to Katoa for sure. He's so good under the high ball, but just hooked it back to his left. I think there's a bit of a falcon there on Tony Staggs, but tries to get Coates one-on-one with that kick. Didn't work out. Really good work there from the Broncos to sort of guard Coates, but they've got to be a bit smarter with the way they do that.
Storm take the tap and run it with the 2 points on offer, but they decline. Utuikamanu tackled centrefield 10 out. Grant to the right, gives it to King. A one-out run from Josh King to the line. He's held up just 5 metres to the right of the uprights, 2 metres from the line. 6-all the scoreline early in the grand final. Hughes with a dummy and straighten, and he's wrapped up, and Jerome Hughes will be forced to play it near the uprights, 7 metres out. Extra grab from Carrigan, 6 more, ping, Lady Fisty in a fresh set for the Storm. So Mini takes a settler. He's 8 metres out, still centre field options either side for Grant. Runs out a dummy half himself, pops it to the right for Katoa. Cut down low by Hunt and up top by Shibasaki. Ball played out on the right. Grant shifts it left and centre field. Munster with a dance across the 10. Fins a tackle. Another 6 more. So Munster puts it under his wing and straightens and is only a metre out when stopped. Another fresh set for the Storm. Grant burrows out a dummy half but can't get through. Great defence on the goal line from Staggs. Pappenhausen passes right for Munster. Floats it to the right edge for Hughes. Grubber for the in-goal area. Eli Katoa wins the race. Wins the ball and the Storm score their second try to go to the lead. Couple of set restarts and Hughes depth to toe, and that right edge domination of Eli Katoa comes all the way to grand final day. Why should today be any different, Louis? He's been doing it all year.
He's been doing it all year. He's been absolutely outstanding, hasn't he, on that right edge. He's been scoring tries for fun this year. He didn't get one last week, but he has a nice early try here in the grand final. Beautiful little kick here from Jerome Hughes. The communication there with Eliezer Katoa becomes a foot race with him and Shibasaki. He just gets in front, and I'd like to see him put down one more time to be confident, but I'm pretty sure he gets that down.
Johnny Gibbs on the touchline.
Oh, beautiful kick there. This is his 9th finals, and that's only his 2nd try. He's a try-scoring machine, Eli Katoa. Beautiful kick there from Jerome Hughes. The setup was magnificent as well. Munster really involved, but they gave away 2 penalties. Corey Jensen down the other end of the field, down the southern end, when they had Melbourne pinned, and then Patrick Carrigan. They were unnecessary. They gave too much ball to the Melbourne Storm.
So Eli Katoa, who was crowned one of the 2 Dally M second rowers of the year on Wednesday night. Nick Meaney slightly right on the uprights. Kicks the conversion for the Storm. He's 2 from 2 on the night. And after Brisbane scored the first try only 3.5 minutes in, Melbourne has hit back with 2. And it's the purple, the Storm 12, leading the Broncos 6. You're listening to the NRL Grand Final on ABC Sport with Quentin Hull, Luke Lewis and Johnny Gibbs. So, Louis, things seem to be settled now 15 minutes in.
Yeah, absolutely. Melbourne are really starting to find their mojo. They look so sharp when they shift to their edges. Their forwards are doing a good job up the middle of the field. The Broncos have just got to be, they weren't as clinical when it come to their last play options. They've just got to be a bit better there. They've got to get themselves back into the focus of defending well.
Very deep kick-off from Walsh, caught by Munster, given to Utuikamanu, so same as the previous. And Utuikamanu, a dozen in the field of play when he stopped on that kick return. Now, solid thighs, pumping run from Bloor just beyond the 20. Plays it there for the Storm, centre park. Given one man to the right for Pappenhausen. Ryan Pappenhausen, best on ground back in 2020. Plays it 15 from halfway for Melbourne. One man to the right for King. And the big prop forward has tackled 5 inside Storm territory. Couple of plays left in the set. They got down pretty easily. Liero with a gain of 10. Plays it 42 out. Last play for the Storm. Once again, it's a Hughes bomb. This time it's a high ball attacking right side side for Melbourne. Defensive left for Brisbane, and Karapani leaps and catches well for Brisbane. And he's taken 15 metres from the Broncos line at the northern end. Walsh is there at dummy half. Gives the ball on to Mariner. And Dean Mariner, first try scorer in the grand final, taken midway goal line and halfway. 20 in from touch on the left. Now Shibasaki, one man to the right of the ruck. Give him 8 down the middle third with the game. Plays at 15, Brisbane side of halfway. Floating pass goes to Reynolds in midfield. He's a little flat-footed and taken pretty easily by the defensive Blore and Grant. Plays it on the Broncos 40. Now Walsh is going to kick downfield with his left boot. It bounces about 20 from the goal line. Taken by Pappenhausen, 10 from that southern in goal area. Strolls a little, does Paps. Now gets to the 20. Sort of ghosted. He's going to dummy. Stagg says, I'll tackle you. He bounces off him before Reynolds makes the tackle. And the Storm will start this set 30 from their own line. Gibbsy on the touchline.
Yeah, big news here. Jack Howard has left the field. That's why Tyron Wishart has come on early. He's been on for a couple of minutes now. Jack Howard has left the field. He succumbed to a groin injury. It's a tendon problem. They're going to work on it, but unlikely that he'll be back. So big news. Jack Howard out of the game at the moment, and most likely for the game with a groin injury.
He struggled with that late in the season. Big news, Gibbsy. Thank you. Melbourne with the ball. 30 from the goal line out on the right. Pappenhausen is taken. It's last play here for the Storm. Grant passes blindside right for Hughes. Puts up another bomb. They're testing Karapani, who's near it. Well, in the end, Walsh went for that one. It's gone backwards. Backwards towards the Brisbane goal line, but that was a knock on Melbourne, and it's going to be a handover, and the Broncos will get the ball. So back to you, Gibbs. So Jack Howard missed a good chunk at the back end of the season with that injury.
Yeah, and obviously he's heard that early on. He stayed on there for a while. Then right in front of me, Tyron Wishart was coming on. After only about 12, 13 minutes, he was pacing up and down. So a problem. He went straight up the tunnel. They're working on it. I believe it's some sort of associated tendon problem near his groin. So that's very painful and debilitating.
18 minutes into the grand final. Storm 12, Broncos 6. Broncos with the football. Carrigan receives on the 30. Passes left to Hunt, given to Walsh. Walsh at the line, pops the pass to Shibasaki, 10 from halfway. Got tackled. He passes to the wing, but Karapani is quickly knocked down. And the left side winger for the Broncos plays at 8 inside Brisbane territory. Pass back into the Ben Hunt with a dummy and scoop Hunt. But he got taken down, almost looked like a line break. Quick play the ball on halfway. Pakes passes blindside left. Walsh at the end of the set puts a grubber in behind the play. It rolls near the padding of the post. Pappenhausen gathers it running backwards. Pops it up for Coates. And Xavier Coates put down 10 metres from that southern end. 21 minutes left in the first half, Louis. It's Melbourne 12 leading Brisbane 6.
Yeah, I still feel like Brisbane look a little bit lost at the moment ever since Melbourne got back into this game. So I like when that shift early. They give the ball to these guys out wide. Really nice defensive from the Brisbane Broncos.
Yeah, Hunt getting under the ribs of Warbrick and putting him on his back. That was the roar of the crowd as Mini with an offload. Gives it to Grant. He to the right edge for Katoa. He was flat-footed, but Katoa, he draws 3 tacklers, pops it back to Grant. Second phase passes on to Hughes. Hughes is stomped though. 8 metres from halfway for the Storm. And he'll get 6 more on an extra little leg grab in the tackle. So a fresh set from Melbourne. And Uta Wikamanu strolls into attacking territory. He's going to play the football here. 45 from Brisbane's line. Grant out in the left. Passes right and left and centre field for Munster. Munster pops it up. And another straighten up from the run of Blore. He's taken about 30. Aliero, it was 35 out. Now to the left. Hughes given on to Munster. Shift to the left edge. Pappenhausen feeds Coates infield who beats one. But is dragged down in a high tackle. Penalty to Melbourne here.
They're looking at it.
Walsh and Reynolds were in the tackle for Brisbane.
Not much there from Reynolds.
Reece Walsh has come in and his left shoulder has gone straight into the face of Xavier Coates. This is a flashpoint early. What do you reckon, Louis?
Not a shoulder charge, yes?
I'm going to say report.
On form this year, Gibbsy, that's got bin written all over it.
He's going down. He's on his knees.
Let's report, and this is the same referee last week who didn't send Liam Martin to the sin bin after he plainly came in and escalated an incident with Nathan Cleary and Ezra Mann. So I can live with that, and I think for the sake of the game, I've seen a lot worse than he was going to the ground, but he should have had some more arm in it possibly. He could be a bit lucky.
He's on report, and it remains 13 on 13. Coates is okay. Playback underway. Uta is breaking tackles on a run middle of the park. He stopped 11 metres from the goal line at the northern end. 20 minutes played, Melbourne lead 12-6. 6 more for the Storm. Another infringement from the Broncos. So Katoa has a run at the line.
They're getting hammered at the moment, Q, aren't they?
Indeed, 5 metres out, Katoa plays it to Grant. Runs infield, passes to Hughes. Hughes to the left, through Munster to Pappenhausen, on to Wishart. Great tackle, Staggs to knock him down. 5 in from touch on the left and 5 from the goal line. Played to Grant. Passes back right in centre field for Munster across to 10. Gives it to a flat-footed Liero, who has to take the tackle. 7 metres out, 5 to the left of the uprights. Grant looks left but passes right for Munster. He passes back infield to Uduikamanu. Flat-footed the big fella, trying to push away from tacklers but can't get through. And Melbourne will play it. 5 metres from the goal line at the northern end. Played to Grant, passes right through Hughes to Katoa. Cut out pass to Warbrick's wing. Will Warbrick met by 3 defenders near the corner post, but he likes it and the ref likes it, and that's a third try to the Storm. Will Warbrick goes over in the corner for Melbourne, and after they conceded the first try, they've scored 3 on end, and Melbourne lead by 16 points to 6 for the kick to come.
Well, put this pass down to Katoa, the back rower. Nice early. He had 2 options. He could have played inside, and he had Pappenhausen absolutely flying. And then this time he throws a cutout pass, and it's Will Warbrick on the chest. It just gives him every opportunity to look at the slide in defence and how he's going to get that ball down. And it gets down nice and low. He leads his body into the defence of where they're coming. It gives him enough space to put that ball down in that corner. That's a great finish there from Will Warbrick, but that's an even better pass there from the back rower in Elias Katoa.
Missed a lot of the season, Gibbsy, with lingering concussion symptoms. Great to see him back at the back end of the year, and now 5 tries in 7 games in 2025.
And he had a lot of work to do as well, because when he was racing to that northeast corner, they come infield, Josiah Karapani. Really, the tackle should have been made. Karapani got on the outside of him. He tried to make the tackle. Over the top also was Gahema Shibasaki. Reece Walsh half by got in Shibasaki's way, so he should have been stopped there. Quite frankly, that was weak defence out on the flank.
17 and a half minutes left in this first half, and it's Melbourne from 6-0 down, now leading 16-6. Mini's conversion, 25 out, hard on right touch, strikes it well, but it's waved away. No goal, his first miss for the night, and it remains Melbourne 16, Brisbane 6. Quentin Hull, Luke Lewis and John Gibbs with you. It's the NRL Grand Final for 2025 on ABC Sport.
Oh, I feel like Brisbane have to be the next to score. I don't think they can come back from more than 12 or 14 points. So they can get a try here before half-time and get a little bit of confidence up in the next 17 minutes. Going 16-12, something like that, be a very interesting second half, but they can't let Melbourne in again.
They've been going downhill ever since that first try they conceded, Louis.
Oh, normally they're slow starters. They started fast. Now they're, I don't know what's going on.
Restart again from Hughes, from Walsh caught by Munster, and this time the Storm bring it back. 15 from the goal line on the run of King. Now Ikamanu down the middle third, just beyond the 20. Gets to his feet and plays the ball. It's passed from Grant. That's Uduikamanu now. It was floored the previous carry. He's dropped it, Stefano. Uduikamanu has dropped that ball 30 from the goal line. So here's a chance for the Broncos. Loose carry from the Melbourne front rower. And Brisbane will get the ball 30 metres from Melbourne's line.
Yeah, a nice shot there from Pitakura. He gets in there with his shoulder. He drives straight into the ball and just pops that out by pure force. You can see the look on his face. He's trying to pump up his team to get back into this game. And this is really a really good opportunity for the Broncos now. They need to turn this field position to a bit more pressure or at least points. One of the two.
So 20 in from touch on the left. Brisbane win the scrum, 30 out. Reynolds immediately kicks into the in goal area, and Pappenhausen is there to kick it dead. He had Mariner running through. First play off the scrum.
Yeah, I find that a bizarre move. Well, they've got a lot of speed, Melbourne, and they're going to probably go for the short line drop out and give them a 50% chance of getting the ball back. When they just got some really good field position here, they could have asked a couple of questions first. I don't know about that play there.
Well, it will be a goal line dropout for the Melbourne Storm. Pappenhausen decides to go long with the dropout, so they haven't gone for the contestable. It's rolled into Broncos territory, taken by Carrigan 55 metres from the goal line. So his run gets back to within 41 of the goal line. And Carrigan will set things up for Brisbane on this attacking rate. Hunter dummy half, gives it to Kobe Hetherington, who's out there off the pine. Tackle 35 from the Storm line. Plays it there to Pace, given on to Haas. Haas over the 30, taken down about 27 metres out eventually by Liero and Udawikamanu. Ball to the right, Reynolds shows, passes to Walsh on the edge. Walsh gets it on to Staggs. Staggs is 5 metres out before being chopped down by Wishart down low. And Coates up top. Again, slow play the ball in a 6 more for the Broncos. Boy, referee Atkins has been hot on that as Hetherington goes on a straightening run. Fresh set for Brisbane. 15 to the break and another ping coming up. Pakes goes left with the pass to Reynolds. Pops it back infield to Carrigan, who's a little bit flat-footed. And taken 8 metres from the goal line. Melbourne leading 16-6. Brisbane on the attack. Pakes to the right, gives it to Reynolds. Now to Walsh. Walsh runs himself. Draws a couple, passes to Mariner. Defence shifts. Mariner passes infield to Staggs, and Staggs is stopped. Great left side defence there from the Storm as Staggs plays it 8 metres out. Long pass to left and centre field for Reynolds. Runs laterally 15 out. Passes to the edge. Hunt has a fumble, then a gather, then a grubber for the in-goal area. Taken by Warbrick on the goal line. Diffuses the kick. He's tackled 5 from that southern in-goal area. And Melbourne survive with 14 minutes to the break. The Storm leading 16 points to 6.
Yeah, how dangerous do the Brisbane Broncos look when they come to this right edge with Reece Walsh at speed? He looks very, very sharp. He almost slid through a couple of times. I thought he was going to throw a cutout pass, but they did well there to Melbourne Storm just to defend their line and hold the Broncos out.
Warbrick on a run up to the 30. Smashed in the tackle there by Karapani. Alec McDonald's out there for Melbourne. He crawls his way to within 9 metres of halfway out in the right. Last play of the set for the Storm coming up. He goes to the boot of Munster with a high tumbling kick downfield. Pitches 15 from the goal line. Rolls all the way dead. Rolling all the way dead out to the 20 for a 7 tackle set. And a 20-metre restart. John Gibbs down on the touchline.
Well, that shows you how hard this ground is. It's very firm, and that bounce under the dead ball line. 7 tackle restart, which they needed. Good defence on their own goal line by Melbourne, but they learned from when they conceded the first try, because Jack Howarth, I reckon that's when he hurt his groin, when he tried to jam Reece Walsh. He only half got him. Walsh was able to get it to Mariner. On this occasion, they just slid.
King comes out of the line to smash into Willison. That was the U from the crowd. Broncos with it, 15 from halfway. Storm 16, Broncos 6. Carrigan down the middle third. 8 from halfway when stopped. Plays the ball to Pakes. Passes left for Hunt. Hunt runs at the line, pops it up for an aggressive run out there. That's Piakura who stays down. Is there a high tackle in that? Yes, there was. Referee perhaps gets a call from the bunker, and Piakura taken high.
Well, you got Jerome Hughes going, what are you talking about? I'd like to see the replay.
Well, he ran into the shoulder of Hughes. One of those tough ones, but
yeah, it's not much in there. I don't think you've got anything to worry about.
No, but it's a penalty tonight, that's for sure. Broncos fine touch, 30 metres from the Storm line. So Shibasaki takes the tap. First carry for Brisbane, gains 10. He's 15 in from the left wing touch and 20 from Melbourne's line. Hakes delivers it to the right for another 1-out run down the middle third. It's Hetherington taking the Broncos to within 11 metres of the Storm line. Melbourne lead the game 16-6 to the right. It's Reynolds through the hands to Walsh. Munster's all over him. Rushed at him and put him down. Walsh will play the ball centre field and 11 metres out. Hakes directs it right for Reynolds. Feeds the inside line from Ricky. Liero's there to lead the tackling trio, which included Law and also Grant. Slowish play the ball. It's played now to Pakes. Short pass onto Willison, charging for the line, but he's held up by 3 defenders. A metre shy from the goal line at the southern end. Last play, Brisbane. Pakes shifts it left for Reynolds. Tries the little chip into the in-goal area. It ricochets around, and the referee says
Alec and then touches Josh.
knock on Melbourne, so
Got an accent left side.
I don't know what he said here. I couldn't see. Captain's challenge.
Okay, we've got a stoppage for HIA, but also a captain's challenge from Melbourne. Right decision of accent left side after the kick from Melbourne.
So it's going to be a Broncos ball unless this challenge is upheld. And HIA as well down there, Gibbsy. So I'll have to keep an eye on.
Just the ball here. It comes off the knee of Josh King and then off Adam Reynolds. It's play on at this stage. It's not play. That's still the last tackle.
Voice of Ashley Klein in the bunker.
The HIO would be for Brendan Piakura.
Yeah. He did look dazed after that hit on
Melbourne
Hughes.
then gain possession and are tackled. It'll be a play the ball with Eli Katoa, tackle 1. The challenge is successful.
Really good play from Harry Grant and the Storm. So that was going to be Broncos on the attack again, but the Storm now get the ball. 11 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half. Melbourne 16 leading Brisbane 6.
Oh, I couldn't work it out, Q. I didn't look at anything that was in that play at all. It just looked like it wasn't the best kick there from Reynolds and end up in Melbourne's hands, but good defence to start this game for the Broncos.
Warbrick tackle, 5 from the southern in-goal area. Grant pops it up for Katoa, and he's tackled just beyond the 10-metre line. Played there to Grant, passes to McDonald. Alec McDonald on the right side. Wade gets to the 20. Still deep inside Melbourne territory. Now Grant blindside to the right, given on to Hughes. Runs in field. He beats one, but can't beat the second. Plays of defence led by Ben Hunt. And the Storm still just beyond the 30, so still deep in their own half. Munster says, let's get out of here with a left boot downfield. He pumps it, but straight to the chest of Mariner. Catches it on the 20 for the Broncos. He gallops to the 30. Accelerates almost past the defence on the 40. Gee, Mini had to work hard to bring him down on that right edge along with McDonald. Great kick return. Broncos 10 from halfway as they start this set. Next carry gains 5 on the run of Karapani. Plays to Hunt. Blindside left given to Shibasaki. He gets into attacking territory. Left edge. 10 from the touchline on the wing out there and 45 from the Storm line. Now Willison, one man to the right of the ruck. Trucks it forward. Gains 8 metres. Broncos 37 metres out. Pass to the right. Hetherington an outside in play and almost going through is Hetherington. He's tackled 22 out. Quick play the ball. Walsh receives from dummy half. Reece Walsh bounces off tacklers, bounces off the upright, but bounces to Steeden in the in-goal area and plants it successfully to score a try for Brisbane. With the H-pole swaying at the southern end. He was pinging off everything in his sights, Reece Walsh. And that's a much-needed try for Brisbane.
Yeah, how good is it when you see Reece Walsh at absolute lightning speed with a little bit of open space? He sees an opportunity, screens for it down that left side, uses his speed, gets back behind the ruck, fends off a player there in Cam Munster, I think it was, or it might have been Pappenhausen. But I'll tell you what, he makes this look easy, and he makes that beautiful dive for the line, hits the post as well, and that's a nice try from the Broncos, and that's who needed to score next. It was the Broncos who needed to get on the scoreboard, and they do that through Weeks rolls.
Johnny Gibbs on the touchline.
The last 2 months of football for Reece Walsh has been freakish. He has been unbelievable. I said it previously, he's a genuine superstar. He's box office. A lot of the people that are in here watching this game would have come to see Reece Walsh do exactly that. Just a little bit of homework. Brendan Piakura, that was the call of the trainer. So that is a category 2. He was replaced by Tyson Smoothie, and officially out of the game is Jack Howarth, and now Alec McDonald is being assisted from the field as well. He has an arm injury, so some problems for Melbourne.
As Reynolds adds the extras from straight in front. Thanks, Gibbsy. Plenty happening on the touchline. Broncos with the first try. Storm with the next 3. Broncos get one back as we've got 8.5 minutes left in this first half, and it's Melbourne 16 leading Brisbane 12.
There's the man to run on the field as well.
Here's Roman. With 3 tries in that beaten cause on this night against Penrith 2 years ago. He's a polarising figure. He's now highlighted on the big screen. There's a couple of boos. He's been booed pretty much everywhere he's gone this year, having been involved in an off-season car accident. We saw him miss the first third of the season under suspension. So 8.5 to the break. Reece Walsh now has 14 tries for the season.
Just touch the line there, mate.
In an interesting first half, which has sort of ebbed and flowed in momentum. Mini's going to restart here for the Storm. Kickoff will land about 5 metres from the goal line. Karapani catches it for Brisbane. Decides to run it back himself, and he's stopped a dozen metres from that northern in-goal area. Plays the ball to Hunt. Hunt gives it on there to Smoothie. Tyson Smoothie, who played a couple of games in the Storm's jumper in 2021. Now as a Bronco tackle 21 metres out. Hunt's gone into dummy half with man on the field. That's expected. And now Staggs right edge stopped on the 30. Plays the ball to Hunt. Passes left and centre field through Reynolds. Gives it on to Hetherington. Hetherington tackle for Brisbane, 12 metres from halfway. 16-12 in favour of the Storm. 40-20 attempted kick here from Ben Hunt. Good kick, but it doesn't go over the touchline. It's about 3 metres from it and 5 from the goal line when gathered by Coates. And Xavier Coates gets a high tackle, running the ball back, and another penalty goes the Storm's way.
Oh, frustrating with all these penalties. It's frustrating. It's seriously, there was nothing in that. Let the game flow. And there was a really nice set there from the Broncos. I don't even reckon they was ahead high. I don't reckon there's anything in it personally.
There's been a lot of whistling, a lot of six agains and restarts in this first half, Luke Lewis.
Yeah, it is. It's actually starting to get on my nerves. But anyway, it is what it is. Melbourne Storm, kick up field. Can't feel anything else been done. They're going to get a tap 40 metres out from their own end.
10 from halfway. It's going to be Wishart who taps the ball, and the Storm through the services of Bloor now. Near the NRL Grand Final logo, 5 from halfway. ABC Sport with you at the NRL 2025 decider. Tui Kamikamitha is out there, the veteran bench forward for the Storm. Up to halfway, plays it for the purple there. Given one man to the right by Grant to King. And King is tackled 43 metres out. Slightly right edge for Melbourne. Grant at dummy half, passes left and centre field to Hughes. Men in motion, gives to Munster, pops it up for the infield line of Wishart. Well read by Hunt and others in the Brisbane defensive line. Smoothie there as well. Melbourne 40 out as it's played. Liero passes right to Hughes. Through Katoa, that looks forward to Mini. So thought the crowd as well, but the referee didn't make the call. Ball comes to a hold anyway. Mini tackled on 5:30 out on the right edge. Back to left and centre field. Hughes with a long pass to Munster. Munster with a little chippish kick in behind the line. Coates has a fly at it, doesn't control it. It's over the touchline. Who had last touch?
Not Brisbane. Okay, go to Brisbane. Brisbane knock on. You can show
Brisbane knock on, according to Grant Atkins. So that will give the Storm another attacking set. 6 minutes to the break. Melbourne leading 16-12.
Yeah, didn't get a real good look on this one.
Marin flew.
Jumps up. There, comes off his hands. Good call.
And knocked
Gola
it,
gets another full set on the Brisbane line.
knocked it on into the incoming Xavier Coates. So really important period just before the break here, as Kamikamitha has the first run of the new set. It's a settler which is only 5 from the goal line, centre field for the Storm. Grant passes to the right, given on to Hughes. Hughes pops it up for Katoa, and Eli Katoa is tackled only 2 metres out. He plays the ball to Grant. Grant passes left and centre field for Munster. Opposite up for Liero. A straightening run from Trent Liero. He's tackled just left of the uprights and 5 for the Brisbane line. Grant passes right for Hughes. Hughes with a right foot step leads 2, and Jerome Hughes befuddles them all to score onto the black dot for Melbourne. What a player he is in the big moments. Jerome Hughes, bang once, bang twice off the right foot, as if he's Brad Fittler, and he scores the try at the northern end for 20 points to 12, kick to come.
I feel that was a soft try here. The Brisbane Broncos defence just get it all wrong. Really good work from Harry Grant out of dummy half. It looks like he's going to go one way. Comes back to the right. Jerome Hughes has been great. He was awesome last week. And tonight he's been really, really good as well. And when he gets that ball in his hands, he looks up, sees nothing going on his outside, so he decides to come off his right and then goes off his right again and then goes straight under the post as usual like. Beats 3 Broncos players clean. Goes under, gets a nice try.
Sorry, Louis, more injury news there, Gibbsy.
Yeah, Alec McDonald dislocated elbow. So, well, they may pop it in, they might needle him up, but that means they've probably got 2 players only on the bench at the moment. Jack Howell out of the game, but dislocated elbow to Alec McDonald and Jerome Hughes. The only thing is that's a right foot step, it's a left foot step, of course. We've seen here in this round, 2002 grand final in particular from Brad Fittler, but Jerome Hughes, that's soft. You know what he's going to do. Gabriel Hetherington and also Pat Carrick should have got him.
And Mini will convert from straight in front. Approaches, strikes and raises the flags. And the Storm lead the Broncos by 22 points to 12, getting close to half-time in the 2025 NRL Grand Final. Jerome Hughes, now 8 tries for the season. Going into last week's preliminary final, had only played 25 minutes of football in 2 months, having struggled with a dislocated shoulder before then making his return in round 27, only to break his arm in that game against Brisbane. And they got him into surgery really quickly, and he's got a big strapping on that left forearm, Louis, but he's out there. And that's a big play just before half-time.
Out there last week and he made a big difference. He's out there tonight. He's making a huge difference. So he's been really good, Jerome Hughes. But again, 10 points. I think that's as much as they can let Melbourne Storm out in front.
Kamikamitha with a big charge off the restart. 15 from the goal line when stopped. Grant feeds it one man in field. I tell you what, Sean Blaw's had a pretty good game in the first half as well. He's the next man to run it forward. Taken 30 from the goal line. Played to Grant. Given on to Wishart, and Tyron Wishart tackled 15 from halfway. Plays the ball there to Grant. Through the hands to the right, Liero through Hughes, out to the edge for Katoa. Tackle, but pops a pass to the wing for Warbrick. Warbrick up to halfway, but taken by Karapani and Shibasaki. Storm just attacking side of halfway, quick, play the ball. Mini runs infield, gives a pass on to Pappenhausen. And Pappenhausen's tackled only 38 metres out. Last play of the set off the kickoff. Melbourne close enough, if good enough. Munster decides to put up a bomb. It's going to come down right on the goal line. Not challenged, though, by the Storm. Just a bit too deep there from the Storm, and it's caught by Mariner, and he takes Brisbane almost to the 10 at that northern end. 2.5 minutes to the break. Storm leading by 22 points to 12. An energetic left side run there from the Broncos. Karapani, 15 from the goal line when tackled. Mam's in a distributor. He gives it on to Shibasaki. 10-metre gain for Gemat Shibasaki, midway goal line and halfway. Plays the ball to Mam. Give it on to Willison. Nice tackle around the ankles from Grant. Quick play the ball, Willison, though. 15 from halfway. Mam runs out of dummy half. Beats Grant before being taken by Katoa. 3 metres inside Brisbane territory. Ball played to Hunt. Passes right for Reynolds. A towering bomb from halfway for Reynolds at the end of the set. Pappenhausen underneath it. Catches it on his chest. 15 from the goal line. Feeds it to Coates. Coates taken 20 metres from the southern end. So there's 100 seconds left in this first half. Melbourne with the lead and with the ball as Wishart's taken on his own 30. 22-12 the scoreline in favour of the Storm. Grand final of 2025 on ABC Sport as Munster stop. 11 from halfway. Quick play the ball to Grant. Give it to Pappenhausen. He's looking for some tiring defenders late in the half, but he's put down here. 2 metres attacking side of halfway. Plays the ball to Grant. Given to the left for Munster. Slips a bit, but passes to Wishart. Runs infield. Slips through a tackle, but loses his footing in doing so. And has taken 32 metres from the goal line. Last play for Melbourne. Hughes puts up a bomb. It's in the Coates vicinity. He can't get to it. Caught by Walsh. And the referee says that's okay. Oh, Walsh's pass is knocked backwards by Nam under the goalpost. He cleans it up. Absolute calamity avoided there for the Broncos. Mam deemed to have knocked that back. He dropped it cold. He was able to clean up his own mess. And now the Broncos have got it with 40 seconds left in the first half. That would have been quite the moment to give the Storm another chance close to half-time. But the Broncos have got it. Willison tackled short of the 20. Plays the ball to Hunt, to the right. Carrigan to Reynolds. Out through Ricky to the right edge. Mam gives it on to Staggs. Staggs down the western touchline is tackled 12 from halfway by the cover defence of Wishart. 18 seconds left in the half. Mam passes long to centre field. Hunt passes to the left edge for Walsh. Walsh's pass to Shibasaki. Up to halfway and beyond. Shibasaki beats a couple. Palms through the defence of Pappenhausen, but Hughes is there to jump on him. 20 metres out. Last play. Off to the left. Walsh passes infield. Willison receives but is tackled 2 metres from the goal line. And that ends the first half of the 2025 Grand Final at Stadium Australia.
Quickly.
We think.
And
Any challenge? No, there's the long whistle. That's half-time, and it's Melbourne leading by 22 points to 12 at half-time. 4 tries to 2 for the Storm in the first half. Mini, Katoa, Warbrick and Hughes crossing. Mini kicking 3 goals from 4 attempts, while for the Broncos, Mariner and Walsh the try scorers, with Reynolds kicking 2 from 2. Broncos first try after 3 minutes, they led 6-0, and then 1-2-3 tries for the Storm. They got out to 16-6, 22 minutes in. 9 minutes from the break, the second Broncos try made it 16-12, and then there's that try for Hughes. A beautiful couple of steps, 4 minutes from the break. Luke Lewis, 22-12, Melbourne at half-time.
Yeah, well, I feel like Melbourne's dominated pretty much right after that first 4 minutes for the Broncos after they went over for their first try. They've dominated field position, making easy meters out of their own end. They look very sharp on the Broncos line with their attack. But I did like that last play there from the Brisbane Broncos when they started to attack really late in that last minute and a half left on the clock. They had to come right on that last play. They had them shot. They had 5 attackers on 2 defenders. Would have been hard to hold them out, but they got that decision wrong. But one thing with the Brisbane Broncos, as we have seen over the last couple of weeks, that they don't mind coming back. And I do believe 10 points is still easy enough for the Broncos to do that. Any more than that in a grand final might be too hard, but they're still in with a fight, the Broncos.
And Gibbsy, you've had a busy half down there, just reiterating those injury concerns for the Storm and a few thoughts at half-time.
Yeah, and just before that, there was a long discussion between Harry Grant and Grant Atkins. I know there'd been a lot of set restarts, but it went on for ages, the discussion between Harry Grant and Grant Atkins. I will say this, Brendan Piakura, who went off for an HIA, he's passed, so he's going to be all right to come back in the second half. Now, Alec McDonald, big story here. He's had his dislocated elbow put back in, and he has a chance of coming back. They'll suck it and see. If they need him, he'll play. Now, he sustained an injury, would you believe, crashing into the goalpost when Reece Walsh scored the try. So players are going everywhere. They were strewn, and he had them on red alert. Obviously, Reece Walsh, Alec McDonald's collected the goalpost and dislocated his elbow. So that's the situation. Jack Howarth earlier out of the game. So they've got a few walking wounded, the Melbourne Storm. They're down at least 1, possibly 2. So 10 points. I know it's a handy lead, but it's not insurmountable at this stage for the Broncos. And you can see with that last play of the match, the half, should I say, what they've got to do. And that was a beautiful long ball thrown by Reece Walsh to Shibasaki. I think that's got to be the prototype of what they do, shift the ball.
Good on you, Gibbsy. Thanks for your messages through the first half. 0467 920 222. One here says, I'm a surgeon stuck in Singapore, so surgery is postponed. I'll find out more in the morning. Insane talent in the face of rugby league here from Janet Swansea. Lots of talk around a couple of those tackles as well. One, Jeff and Sunshine saying that was a perfect tackle from Jerome Hughes where he got penalised, but well, that's the rub of the green. Keep them coming. 0467 920 222. Storm 4 tries to 2 in the first half, and it's Melbourne leading Brisbane by 22 points to 12. Hope you're enjoying NRL Grand Final 2025 on ABC Sport. We'll be back at Stadium Australia after a trip to the ABC newsroom.
ABC News, I'm Thanmaya Navada. There remains concerns about potential stumbling blocks to a US peace plan being negotiated between Israel and Hamas to end the war in Gaza. Israel has agreed to an initial troop withdrawal line, while Hamas says it'll release the remaining hostages, as Middle East correspondent Matthew Doran reports.
Aside from the issue of withdrawing troops, there are also concerns around the way in which this new transitional government would be managed, how it would be put in place in Gaza if indeed a deal is struck. There are also concerns around issues such as the time frame during which hostages would be released. Israel and this plan are demanding that would happen within 72 hours. We are already hearing from Hamas it could take much longer, particularly when it comes to retrieving the remains of the dead hostages.
Officials in Nepal now say at least 47 people have been killed after torrential rains triggered landslides and flash flooding, more than doubling the original death toll. More from Larry Buttrose.
35 people were killed in separate landslides in eastern Nepal, bordering India. Police say 9 people are missing after being washed away by floodwaters, and 3 others were killed by lightning strikes elsewhere in Nepal. Rescue operations are continuing to try to locate the missing. Across the border in the eastern Indian hill region of Darjeeling in West Bengal, local media are reporting at least 7 people have been killed by landslides following heavy rainfall.
Queensland fire authorities say an illegal campfire sparked a blaze that's burning in the state's southeast. About 30 crews and 5 aircraft are battling a bushfire on Moreton Island, which flared yesterday morning. A watch and act warning has been issued and residents are being urged to prepare to leave. Queensland RFS Acting Assistant Chief Officer Neil Parker says all open fires are currently prohibited in the region.
Investigations are ongoing, but certainly if people haven't got a permit during this fire ban period, it's likely that they will get a fine, or depending on the damage, they may go to court as well.
To South Australia, where a 6-year-old girl is in hospital in a critical condition after a crash between a van and a ute at Virginia, north of Adelaide. 3 other children and 2 adults have also been taken to hospital with minor injuries. The intersection on King and Penfield roads is closed while police and major crash investigators examine the scene. A Canberra man is facing a string of charges over an alleged aggravated burglary involving a taser. Ruby Thomas has the details.
Police allege the 23-year-old Chisholm man used a taser to threaten a mother and son at a home in Duffy yesterday afternoon. Officers say he demanded cash and prescription drugs. He allegedly forced the pair into a bedroom where he continued threatening them. He fled the property after they agreed to secure the drugs he wanted. The man was arrested a short time later at another home in Duffy. He's due to face the ACT Magistrates Court tomorrow, charged with 4 counts of forcible confinement, 2 counts of making a demand with a threat to kill, aggravated burglary, and using a prohibited weapon without authorisation.
The peak body for New South Wales taxi drivers says more needs to be done to combat so-called phoenixing in the industry. Taxi firm Apex Cabs was hit with a 2-year ban from Sydney Airport last month for unsafe driver behaviour. The Bankstown-based company was barred a second time after their fleet returned to the terminals with different branding. New South Wales Taxi Council Chief Executive Nick Abraham says the state government needs to step in.
We did have to rely on Sydney Airport to put in their measure and issue the ban. So in the future, we would like to see tougher laws and regulations around this particular issue, and to be able to prevent taxi companies from phoenixing or reappearing as other brands.
And in sport, the Brisbane Broncos are NRLW premiers after defeating the Sydney Roosters 22-18 at Stadium Australia in Sydney. Broncos centre and player of the match, Malay Hufanga, scored the game-winning try after the Roosters fought back from a 12-point halftime deficit. The defeat was the minor premiership-winning Tricolours' first loss of the year. Roosters captain Isabel Kelly says she's proud of her team's season.
When you look at our group and the adversity and the resilience that we've built this year with so many injuries to key players, I'm so proud that the scoreline was that, because we just dug so deep and we did everything we could for each other. So I'm so proud to call myself a Rooster and lead you girls.
And you're listening to the very latest on ABC News. For more, head to the ABC Listen app.
When you know. Footy final season. Live it daily.
He strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal.
ABC NRL Daily, ABC AFL Daily. Search for those podcasts on the ABC Listen app.
ABC Sports coverage of the 2025 NRL Grand Final.
The countdown is complete. The 2025 NRL Grand Final is underway. Mini kicks off for Melbourne. Ben Hunt catches the kick-off as they go to the right. Walsh receives from Reynolds, and Walsh puts a pass to the wing. Dean Mariner scores. Dean Mariner scores before the Storm touch the ball, as long as he hasn't gone over the dead ball line. Passes to Munster, given on to Katoa through Hughes to Pappenhausen to the edge. Infield runs Meany. Meany beats a tackle, and Meany scores an answering try for the Storm. That was too easy to the right edge. Pappenhausen passes right for Munster, floats it to the right edge for Hughes. Cover for the in-goal area. Eric Katoa wins the race. Leads the ball, and the Storm score their second try to go to the lead. Play to Grant, passes right through Hughes to Katoa. Cut out pass to Warbrick's wing. Will Warbrick met by 3 defenders near the corner post, but he likes it, and the ref likes it, and that's a third try to the the Storm. Here's Hetherington. He's tackled 22 out. Quick play the ball. Walsh receives from dummy half. Reece Walsh bounces off tacklers, bounces off the uprights, but bounces to Steeden in the in-goal area and plants it successfully to score a try for Brisbane. Grant passes right for Hughes. Hughes with a right foot step leads two, and Jerome Hughes befuddles them all to score onto the black dot for Melbourne.
ABC Sports coverage of the 2025 NRL Grand Final.
On your radio, ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And on the ABC Listen app.
Welcome back to Stadium Australia. Quentin Hull alongside Luke Lewis and John Gibbs. 40 minutes to go in the NRL for 2025, and the Melbourne Storm lead the Brisbane Broncos by 22 points to 12 at halftime. 4 tries to 2 in glorious conditions. Well, Broncos fans, is it another come from behind win, or can the Storm hold on? And the way they dictated their games earlier in the final series, it's got a similar feel for both clubs. The Storm far too good, and well, the Dogs came at them early in that second half of the qualifying final before they won through, and then held the Sharks at bay in the preliminary. Of course, Brisbane having to come from behind against Canberra and Penrith in this final series. So what a salivating second half we've got ahead of us, with the Storm leading by 10 points at 22 to 12. 2 games earlier today, if you missed those results, the state championship game, which pits the winner of the New South Wales Cup against the winner of the Queensland Cup. The New Zealand Warriors won that game comfortably over the Burleigh Bears by 50 points to 20. And in the NRLW, that was a dramatic game. Brisbane led 12-0 at half-time, only for the Roosters to score 3 unanswered tries and hit the lead. But then, with a couple of minutes to go, the eventual Karen Murphy medalist as player of the grand final, the centre for the Brisbane Broncos, Mele Haufunga, scored a late try to see Brisbane win the NRLW by 22 points to 18. And even after the game clock ended and the whistle was blown, there was a few afters in what was a very fiery and very entertaining NRLW grand final. So a 4th title for the Broncos in that competition, winning by 22 points to 18. Probably hear the beach down below. The stadium at the moment is a picture of flashing lights in the stands and laser beams. DJ Havana Brown's doing a set down at the southern end to keep everyone entertained. This one gets a run everywhere at the moment. Luke Lewis, we've had a moment to just gather our breath and thoughts on the first half. Where to from here? And 22 points to 12 in favour of the Storm. I'm wondering, what are the kind of themes of Craig Bellamy and Michael Maguire in those addresses at half-time?
Well, going off what Brisbane spoke about last week and going in at half-time, down. And it was talking about just being calm, patient and believing in themselves. And I feel like they'll come back and they'll have that belief, because they've done it over the last few weeks. In the semi-finals, one against Canberra, the one against the Panthers, to come back from big deficits. Doing it against Melbourne on grand final night might be hard, but it's 10 points, which isn't too bad for the Brisbane Broncos. I just don't think they can let Melbourne in early. For Melbourne, on the other hand, it's just keep doing what you're doing. They're doing a great job. They're coming out their own end. They're on top. They're dominating the game. Really, the only thing that's letting the Brisbane side back in it is the set restarts and the penalties out of their own end. If those penalties get put away and he puts that whistle in his pocket for the next 40, well, it's going to be very hard for the Broncos to get back into this one.
Plenty of messages coming in. Thank you. We can't get through them all, but just an indication of people tuning in from all around the world and the country. Michael says, hi Q, Luke and John. I'm taking your call from cool, sunny and windy London. Thank you, Michael. Marcus says, I'm listening from Cardiff in Wales. Great calls, guys, as usual. Thank you. Hi, guys. Loving your call, says Phil and Chris in Tokyo. So that ABC Listen app, you can take it around the world to hear all the best of sport that ABC Sport has to offer. And as much as we get to the end of football season tonight, with the AFL decided last week, the NRL this week. What a summer we've got for you. So much cricket coming your way. The Women's World Cup is currently underway in the subcontinent. Elisa Healy's team had a washout last night, but they're trying to yet again show their 50-over supremacy. The pink button on the ABC Listen app is where you can hear all of those games in the Women's World Cup, so it continues over the next couple of weeks. We've got your regular suite of Women's Big Bash and Men's Big Bash cricket coming your way, but across the summer, nothing is bigger than the Ashes, and we will be there from ball one for every ball, and not just ball one. Even today, we had a suite of Sheffield Shield games, the run into the Ashes. Who's going to play for the Australians in that first test in Perth? What a summer it's going to be, and it's great to have the voice of summer, Jim Maxwell, to head up our team again with Australia and England to battle for the mighty urn. So just around the grounds in those Sheffield Shield games, by the way. Stumps, day 2 in Brisbane at Allan Border Field. Tasmania made 379 and Queensland is 1 for 248 in reply. And some good runs for the likes of Usman Khawaja and Matt Renshaw, along with Marnus Labuschagne in that game. South Australia declared its first innings at 9 down for 350. The reigning champs 9 declared for 350. Victoria 3 for 167 at Stumps Day 2 at the Adelaide Oval. And a bit of a wet day yesterday in Perth, so not much cricket. New South Wales resuming 3 down for 35, got to 170 all out. West Australia 7 for 116 in reply. So already 17 wickets falling in that game. Western Australia 54 behind at 7 for 116, with New South Wales making 170. So as mentioned, it's not just about the Ashes. There's a suite of cricket to come. And Indian fans, I hear you shouting at me, yes, we can't forget that the might of Team India is coming to Australia as well for a group of 50 over and 20 over games. It's a huge summer ahead. The sport never stops here on ABC Sport. Well, the Broncos are back out there, ready for this second half. The Melbourne Storm not too far away. Johnny Gibbs is standing at the top of the race, and just for those who might be tuning in, it was a costly first half injury-wise for the Storm. They lead by 10 points, but they've got some concerns.
Yeah, absolutely. Alec McDonald is dislocated his elbow trying to make a tackle on Reece Walsh, and he's connected with the goalpost. So highly unlikely that he'll be back. They're not officially ruling him out, but Jack Howard, after about 12-13 minutes, is out of the game with a strained groin, and he's got a tendon problem in his groin. So they lost 2 players. I'm just repeating that Pia Kura was cleared of his HIA, so they've got all of their troops available, the Broncos, and they need them. They've been out there for about a minute, so Melbourne Storm making them play the waiting game, which is unusual.
Yeah, Reece Walsh is standing in the middle of the ground. He's ready to go. He'll be kicking off, and now here come the Storm for this second half. Melbourne's last premiership was 2020. It was the last premiership before Penrith won 4 in a row. No doubt the Storm looking to bookend either end of that amazing run from the Panthers. They were beaten last year, and Brisbane has not won the competition since 2006, having been to this game only twice since then. Beaten in Golden Point time by the Cowboys in 2015, and beaten by an amazing Nathan Cleary masterclass when they led handsomely with about 15 minutes to go, only for the Panthers to pinch that one in a grand final comeback that stands atop the best we've ever seen. But we've got 40 minutes to go here. Melbourne lead 22 points to 12. Let's see what this second half's got in store. Brisbane with the kickoff, caught by Munster of Melbourne, given to Kamikamitha, and his first run crashes into Ben Hunt, who went down. He's okay though, he gets up. Tackle completed by Hetherington of the Broncos. King with the second carry up to the 20. Melbourne now running towards the southern end, so to the right of your radio dial in this second half. Play 3. Katoa takes it beyond the 30, 18 metres from halfway, right edge as he plays the ball to Grant, given to the middle third for an infield run, which is taken forward by Liero, 11 from halfway when stopped. Grant a dummy half for the Storm. Gives it on to Pappenhausen. Haven't seen him really released tonight yet, Pappenhausen. He plays it just short of halfway. Grant delivers right to Hughes, who will bomb at the end of the set. Didn't hit that one well. It's a bit shallow. So Warbrick, well, he sort of jumped at it. It bounced beyond him. Bounces kind for Brisbane's Karapani. Runs infield but gets taken down by the chase of Munster. And he was off the mark. That's why the referee's whistles.
He was still on the ground.
Yeah. Referee Atkins just making sure, Louis, that he was in the right spot. Shibasaki now for Brisbane. Up to the 20. Emmett Shibasaki for this Brisbane team, playing in their away strip white with the maroon trim, with the Storm in their home deep purple and navy. Willison down the middle third for Brisbane. 12 metres inside Broncos territory as he plays the ball to Hunt. Now to the left for Mam. Cut out one man to the edge. Gives Shibasaki a go near the logo, but can't get beyond halfway under the tackle of Mini. Plays the ball there to Hunt. Passes right in centre field for Reynolds at the end of the set. From halfway, he's kicked it out on the full. Ben Hunt up. Adam Reynolds has kicked the ball out on the full. So it will be a Melbourne play the ball 48 metres from the Broncos line. That's a mistake early for the veteran halfback and skipper from Brisbane.
Yeah, you don't see that very often, Q, especially from someone like Adam Reynolds. He's only just missed it. He's probably gone about a half a metre out. But a give field position here for the Melbourne Storm. Like I said earlier, I just don't think if Melbourne score again, I just can't see how Brisbane get back into it. So they've got to be good here in defence.
Law to the 40 now. Munster 15 on again down the left edge. Good run, Cam Munster. 25 out left edge as he plays it to Grant. Passes right in centre field. It's popped up by Liero to Kamikamitha. Takes the tackle of Ricky and also Carrigan and Hetherington. He's tackled 20 metres out. Grant to the left. Blindside. Given to Munster. Pops it up there for Blaw. Taken down only 8 metres from the Broncos line. Early stages, second half. Storm on the attack as Rissart receives and can't get through. Tyron Rissart held up on 5 and he'll play the ball a metre from the goal line. Last play for Melbourne. Grant swings it infield to Munster. Grubber for Tui. Kamikamitha had a play it and couldn't pick it up. He's dropped it. But the referee's awarded a try. I thought he dropped it.
Yeah, well, he got up and he put his hand up straight away and claimed it there, Kamikamitha.
I immediately saw the ball roll towards the dead ball line.
I'd like to see if he's onside because he hesitates his kick. No, he's all right. He's onside.
And it bounces
as and Atkins couldn't be in a better position. His eyeballs are right on it.
Yeah, he dropped the ball.
Well, he's dead set right in front of that try. His eyes are looking straight at the ball, and he says try.
So
please tell me how that works.
Yeah, this will go to the bunker and not a hard one for Ashkelon to fix up.
Grounding from Tui. Kick it on tackle 5 would be tackle 6.
Gee, I was second guessing myself there for a moment. Gidzy, it just seems so forthright to me.
Yeah, no, it looked like that because Reece Walsh has done a great
leading
job.
up to this. The contact is okay.
Tui Kamikamitha doesn't score many tries. He scored.
Kamikamitha loses the ball over the try line.
This year, never scored in 15 finals games, so unlikely he's going to score in this. Confirmation now. No try, so your eyes aren't deceiving you, Q.
As weird as a call that was from the referee, Louis, I know you're a bit frustrated that you couldn't get it right first time. That is a big opportunity blown for the Storm. That would have been 26-12, kick to come.
Yeah, but Reece Walsh, he done a great job. He had to come up with a plate. He had to put his body on the line. He gets the shot that he needed to get on Kamikamitha. So, he scored a try. He's now saved a try. So, big play there from Reece Walsh.
Carrigan plays it on the 30s now. Brisbane try and run it out of their danger zone. Hetherington down the middle third and gains 10. Kobe Hetherington for Brisbane. 8 inside the Broncos territory. One man to the right. It's again Carrigan up to halfway and just beyond. Plays the ball to Hunt. Give it to Hetherington once again. Now through the hands. Oh, nice read from Meany coming in from the wing. He jammed in on Mam, but Mam gets away from him. And Mam now runs back to the 40 before being crunched by Sean Blaw. He says he's lost the ball, but the referee says no. Play on. Hunt passes one man to the right for Willison down the blind side. Xavier Willison to within 29 metres of the Storm line. Last play here for Brisbane. Reynolds puts up a bomb. He's got chasers coming through. Ricky and Walsh. Pappenhausen leaps. Knocks the ball on. Knocks the ball on in trying to take that AFL-style mark. He got a bit of a hang on the run runners there from the Broncos. Got good purchase on it, but he couldn't take it to ground.
He got some height on there, didn't he? And you tell you what, he landed very awkwardly on that shoulder. Keep an eye on that, see how he is, but that's a big one.
It's been cleaned up by the Storm, so the referee will give the Broncos a scrum 10 metres from the goal line. I think Pappenhausen's going to be okay. 5 minutes into the second half, it's still Storm 22, Broncos 12. 10-metre scrum, centre field for Brisbane. One man to the left for Walsh. That looked disorganised, and Reece Walsh tried to dance for a moment and then realised he had nowhere to go. Not a good start to the set from the Broncos. Walsh's 12 out when tackle. Plays the ball to Hunt. Etherington puts it under his right arm for a straightening run. Under the black dot and 5 metres out when taken in the tackle of King, who had another little grab. 6 more Broncos. Reynolds to the left, gives to Mam. Onto Shibasaki. Shibasaki for the corner. He slammed it down, and referee Atkins says, try Brisbane. So what could have been 4 points for Melbourne at one end, only for the Kamikamitha fumble. Now Brisbane get to the northern end, and Shibasaki scores, and it's 22-16, kick to come.
Yeah, I want to see the put down here, Q, before I go too crazy, but good work here by the Broncos to get themselves in this position. And then it was just a simple one-on-one here with Shibasaki and Nick Meaney. He just gets on the outside, uses his strength, and he gets close to the line. He's about to go down now, watching the replay, and gets it down. That's a nice try. Good put down. And the Broncos, that's what they needed. They needed to be next to score. 22-16, kick to come.
Johnny Gibbs on the touchline.
Well, that was really good footwork there by Gehemis Shibasaki. What a year he's had. Absolutely fantastic. That's his second try in finals. And Adam Reynolds, who's on a streak of 23. His personal best, by the way, Adam Reynolds, is 27 way back with South Sydney. He's got 23 in a row. We've got a perfect view of this one. He's right in front of me, and
you're slack, Gibbsy. Every time you say 23, you just don't like the kickers.
Louis, you'll get it. Watch this.
5 in from touch on the left, and 25 metres out. Reynolds approaches, strikes.
See, Gibbsy, it's your fault.
23 and done.
No.
He's missed it near side, Gibbsy. 23 and done. He's missed it. He's 2 from 3 on the night, and the score remains Melbourne 22, Broncos 16.
Well, Broncos fans, just remember John Gibbs.
All correspondence to be forwarded to.
Oh, Gibbsy, you're the best.
Yeah.
In the last couple of minutes, he's really been providing some problems for the opposition. They tried to kill him at one stage. I thought they were going to cut him in half. And here's Alan McDonald talking to the doctor right in front of me. He's got that arm strapped up, and they're shaking their heads. I'm not sure what they're going to do here with Alan McDonald.
Well, Gibbsy will keep a close eye on it. Meany with the restart for Melbourne. The kickoff taken on the goal line by the Broncos. Carrigan to run it back up to the 10. And Louis, just as, we've still got 33 minutes to go. It's just felt like a bit of a shoddy, haphazard grand final to this point. I mean, the scoreline's close. It's big stakes. We can't expect perfection. But I think both coaches were probably hoping for a bit more ball security and discipline in the last half hour of the game.
Yeah, look, the ball security hasn't been too bad. It hasn't been crazy drop balls or anything like that. I just feel like the referee's sort of over-demanding this game a little bit at the moment. Let the game flow. But I feel like Melbourne are still a little bit in front of the Broncos when it comes to, they don't look too pressured at the moment.
Carrigan gets the halfway. 1 play left in the set for the Broncos off the restart. Reynolds with a little chip in behind the line. He finds the grass, 10 from the goal line, pitches devilishly away from Pappenhausen, but taken by Coates, and he's immediately tackled by Mam and others 10 metres from that northern in goal. 32 and a half minutes left in the 2025 grand final that you're hearing on ABC Sport. Melbourne 22, lead Brisbane 16, and Adam Reynolds is limping in back play. He, of course, injured his hamstring in the round 23 game against the Storm. Made a comeback for last week's preliminary final. Well, keep an eye on the footy, but Gibbsy, keep an eye on the Broncos skipper. He looks lame in the second half of this grand final.
He's limping very badly over there on the eastern side. He's out there. He ain't going to be able to continue. Have a look at this. He's not going to get better. He's leaving the field on the eastern side. Adam Reynolds out of the game.
Hughes with a kick downfield at the end of the set from the 40. Melbourne got to their own 40 in that set while we were distracted by the Reynolds injury, and rightly so. Huge news. The Broncos skipper out of the game, you'd think. Karapani up to the 20 after making the catch and on the kick return. So they've got, of course, Ben Hunt, who's played a lot of the year at halfback, and Corey Pakes immediately goes into dummy half. So there's options there for the Broncos, but Reynolds looks like his 2025 grand final is done. Carrigan passes left, man to the edge. Walsh dummies and straightens, but is taken down by a good tackle of Hughes on the NRL logo western side. Quick play the ball. Pakes will pass right in centre field for Hetherington, who almost steps through, but got a pass away, kept alive. Popped up by Piakura to Mam, but Mam's tackled now. Only 28 metres out. Last play for the Broncos. Hunt kicks a high ball to the attacking right wing. Defensive left side for the Storm. It's batted back on Brisbane side. Play on. Carrigan has a fumble though, trying to pick it up and knocks it on. Down to you, Gibbsy.
He's gone here.
Talk to me, Ash, hang on.
Captain's challenge.
Well,
31. Okay, just back here on the 31 metre mark, you tripped Ezra.
Oh, okay. So, I'll report.
So Brisbane's going to get another go at the line here, but Gibbsy.
Yeah, so what's happened is that hamstring injury again. This is sad to see. He can hardly move. Adam Reynolds, he's been assisted. He's now been carried. You don't see that very often. Where's the minicap? He's been carried. He's down in that southeastern corner, and he's been carried from the field. Corey Pakes obviously into hooker. Ben Hunt in the halves with Ezra Mam, and Ezra Mam was tripped, and that's why the Brisbane Broncos have got. This is incredible watching this happen on.
Yeah.
There's so many injuries in this game.
You reckon it's his hammy or his calf?
Well, Howarth out with the groin, dislocated elbow for McDonald, and you're right, he can't walk to the bench. Reynolds, he's being carried. So off that earlier infringement, Brisbane get another crack at the Storm line here. Melbourne leading 22 points to 16, half an hour to go. Broncos 15 metres out on the run there of Ricky. Play to Pakes, give it to Willison, and Xavier Willison under a three-man tackle takes the Broncos to within 2 metres of the Storm line. Pakes passes left for Hunt, flat ball onto Piakura, wonderful one-on-one tackle, a try saver from Mini close to the line. Pakes passes right, given to Hunt, back to Hetherington, he can't get through. Last play here for Brisbane, 5 from the goal line. Pakes whips it left, low ball, well caught by Mam, grabber for the in-goal, fielded by Pappenhausen, tackled by Shibasaki. Pappenhausen stopped in the in-goal area, goal line drop out Melbourne.
One thing I have noticed since Adam Reynolds has left the field is the involvement of Benny Hunt. He's coming everywhere. He's demanding everything. So watch Ben Hunt in this last 30 minutes. I reckon he will not leave one stone unturned. Big 30 minutes coming up here for Ben Hunt, the Brisbane Broncos.
And is this another key unlocking Reece Walsh at the back? Because a lot of people are saying that Walsh is great back into the season. Short restart Storm here. Brisbane get it though, 20 out. Walsh was given a bit more freedom with Reynolds out of the team at the end of the season. So all of those dynamics now are part of the Brisbane skipper out of this grand final. Brisbane on the attack off the shortish restart. Play 2. It's tackled 2 for Ricky. Out on the right, 12 metres out. Left and centre field given to Walsh. On to Willison with another barging run down the middle third. Xavier Willison, 8 metres from the Storm line. He plays the ball to Pakes, sweeps the ball left. Walsh decides to bounce his way off a couple of tacklers, running laterally across the 10. Now trying to step around. 6 more coming up. Walsh passes on to Mam. Mam bounces away from Mini. They're still on the 10. Mam straightens and eventually stopped. 6 metres from the goal line, just to the left of the uprights. Another ping, and fresh set for the Broncos. Pakes to the right. Carrigan gives to Hunt. Feeds the inside line of Ricky. Almost got through. Great tackle around the ankles from Munster to stop him. Pakes gives it on to Willison for another barging run. 4 defenders hold him up in the in-goal area.
Hell, tackle 3.
He'll be out to the 10. Time off. Yep, out to the 10-metre line for the play the ball. So no need to go to the bunker. And still a few plays left in this set for Brisbane. Ball played by Willison. Pakes passes right. Mam gives it on to Staggs. He pops it back out the back. Kept alive to Mam. Given back to Willison, who's tackled only a couple of metres out. Great tackle by King and Udawikamanu. Willison plays it. Pakes passes left and centre field for Hunt. Through the hands to the left. Carrigan runs at the line. Lucic pass. Reeled in by Walsh. He floats a speculator to the wing. Taken by Karapani. diamond. There's the diamond. No. The referee is not going to award the try. Forward pass. Oh, Carapani.
What, it's right on the line too. And comes out of his head backwards. I know.
He was tackled a metre before the 10-metre line, and Carapani probably took it on the 10-metre line. I think he's probably got that one right.
Yeah, he's got it right.
Well, a let off.
And you've got Gibbsy down there. What do you got, Gibbs?
Yeah, well, what I'll say is the lines don't mean anything, because that could have, I reckon that was okay, that pass. I can understand it giving it until we get something that definitively tells us whether a forward pass. We'll never know. But I thought it was out of the hands backwards anyway. But it is, you're right, Louis, it is a calf muscle injury to Adam Reynolds. So he's had all sorts of injuries to his legs. What a game now we've got. We've still got another 27 minutes.
And now there's a Bronco down off a run from Tyron Wishart. Xavier Willison slow to his feet. And he, I think, is going to be ordered for head injury assessment. He gets up now, but he's running back into the defensive line very slowly. The referee will know how to get a call on that shortly. Melbourne's got the ball. They lead the game 22-16. 26 minutes left in the game. Hughes on the right side shift. Give it to Mini up to halfway. Pops it to Warbrick. Loses the ball. Under a strong hit from Ezra Mam, who tells him all about it as well. And the Broncos jump on it. Piakura's got the ball for Brisbane. Oh, this has got ragged edges around it. There's 80,223 in the house. Official crowd, 80,223. Haas back out there for Brisbane. Rolls down the middle third. Payne Haas for the Broncos. 32 metres from Melbourne's line. Plays the ball to Pakes. Give it on to Carrigan. Carrigan with a couple around. Gets a late offload. Second phase here. Popped out the back. Hunt passes left for Mam. Gives it on there to Piakura, who's taken by the tackle of Katoa on the attacking left for Brisbane and 16 metres out. Shibasaki passes infield to Hunt. He offers it up for Hetherington. Hetherington 12 metres out when stopped. Brisbane's had good field position of late. Can they get some points for it? To the right, Hunt runs at the line, pops it up to Harrigan. Harrigan goes down in a tough tackle, but he's okay, not high, last play. Pakes passes wide for Walsh. Walsh, brilliant pass to Mariner. They won't take this one off them. Dean Mariner scores in the right corner. Storm 22, Broncos 20, kick to come, and Reece Walsh has delivered a sublime ball to put Dean Mariner in for a double.
Yeah, well, first of all, it come down to Ezra Mam. It comes up with a nice tackle. It gets the ball back, and then they keep the pressure on, and it gets a really nice pass here, Reece Walsh. He feels a 3-on. It's a 3-on-3. Bad read from one of the Melbourne Storm players. Can't see out there at the moment from where we are, but it's a beautiful pass, and it was Warbrick who comes up and in for no reason. Leaves Mariner absolutely unmarked with about 7 or 8 metres to play in. Scores a double. 22-20 kick to come from the sideline, and Reece Walsh has definitely stepped it up in the last 5 minutes.
And Gibbsy, at least they've got a ready-made kicking replacement with Adam Reynolds off the field.
Sure have, and let's not forget that it was Adam Reynolds who basically got him to this day, the grand final, with that pressure conversion of Dean Mariner's try. Now Reece Walsh needs to convert the try to level up of Dean Mariner, but Adam Reynolds just repeating a calf muscle injury, so he's been plagued by soft tissue injuries this year, and as you get older, they're the ones that are going to go, particularly your hamstring if you've torn them before, and your calves. But this is a big kick for Reece Walsh. Ezra Mam has been fantastic, by the way, in the last 10.
Walsh is out on the right wing, 5 in from touch. He's kicked 33 of 43 this year, so it's a role that he has taken with Reynolds missing a bit of the back end of the season. Tough conversion attempt, this left foot kicker from the right wing touchline. It's across the face and no goal. It was a chance to level the scores, but he's missed it. Melbourne 22, Brisbane 20. 24 minutes left in the grand final. You're hearing it on ABC Sport.
Tough kick there for Reece Walsh, but I think he thrives in these moments. I reckon the next 23 minutes is going to be all about Reece Walsh and the way that he gets his Brisbane Broncos back into this game. But, he has got him back into the game with the way he's been playing. Ezra Mam, I think he's been great since coming off the bench, especially in this second half. and Ben Hunt just really taking over that leadership role. He wants the ball in hand every minute, and he's just setting them up in position to put Reece Walsh in the best position to give him the ball.
2 points the difference. With 24 minutes left in the 2025 Grand Final. Nick Meaney with the restart for the Storm. Oh, it bounces and saved on the dead ball line by Hetherington. It evaded the first line of Broncos players on the goal line, but Hetherington there to save the day, and he runs it back into the field of play, takes the tackle. 10 from the southern in goal. Next man to go forward, Ricky gains 5, just to the left of the ruck. Jordan Ricky plays the ball. Hakes gives it off his left shoulder to Haas. And Payne Haas beyond the 20. One of the 2 Dally M props of the year. Plays a 22 from that southern end. Left side, give it to Mam, who beats one before the second wave of defence get him. He was passed through to Ikamanu. And good tackle by Lasardi to put him down now to the right across their own 40 through their hands. Hunt to the right edge for Walsh. Palms away from Munster. Links up on the right edge with Staggs. Up to the 30. Passes to the edge for Mariner. Mariner put down 20 from the goal line. Last play, Brisbane. Out on the right edge. Staggs passes infield to Hunt. Through the hands to Mam. Mam gives it to Walsh. Walsh runs it with ball in both hands. Passes to Shibasaki. Shibasaki gets through Meaney and scores to put Brisbane in front in the grand final. Off the kickoff, they run the legs, Louis. It's 24-22 to Brisbane with a kick to come.
Who had his hand in all those plays? Reece Walsh comes up a beautiful pass over on that right edge, beats Cam Munster, puts him down that sideline. They come back, he sprints from one side of the field all the way over to the other. They know to get the ball to Walsh again. Beautiful little cutout pass to Shibasaki. I thought he was going to go a quick hands to find his winger, but he just throws a little dummy, goes through himself and scores a great try. But Reece Walsh, he is here to play now, and he knows it's all about him getting himself in the right position.
Well, the handbrake is off. The number 1 for Brisbane, Gibbsy.
Yeah, bad miss though by Nick Meaney. He came across Shibasaki. He's having a great game. He's had a great year when you consider his ascension to State of Origin, winning State of Origin. But Reece Walsh, what's that most valuable diamond in the world? The Cullinan diamond. This is a Cullinan performance from Reece Walsh. He is absolutely putting it on, keeping in mind that Adam Reynolds has left the field, so he gets another shot at goal. This has been amazing. Now, there was drama down on the sideline because Brisbane, they put up the card 5. They were going to have it. Then they tried to get a player off for concussion. Now, what's happened is they couldn't retrieve the card. The rules are, if that number goes up and they go to the sideline, too late. So they tried to retract or redact the card, but they couldn't. And there was a bit of a Barney on the sideline.
Oh, you just do the next one, HIA. That's all they'll do.
So Melbourne in front, 22-12 at half-time. And now in 18 minutes of the second half, Brisbane has scored 3 tries and lead the game 24-22. Reece Walsh will try and convert. 5 in from touch on the left and 25 metres out. He sways his hips and his arm, almost like he's a golfer practising. Kick off the tee. Beautiful strike with the left boot. Walsh converts. And the Broncos lead by 26 points to 22. Oh, Gibbsy. Oh, Louis. We've got a grand final now.
Oh, yeah. What about Gibbsy's little tunes out there? We can hear you, Gibbsy. But what about that kick there from Reece Walsh? Is there anything he can't do at the moment?
Perfectly struck too. The sound was a sweet ass. That was right down the middle. Just a slight draw right over the middle.
And now, vitally important that the Storm compose themselves. Still so much time left in this game. 21 minutes. Meaney with the kickoff. It dips a little, so Mariner comes forward, goes to his knees to catch it near the 10, gets up and gains another 5 more metres before being tackled. ABC Sport at the NRL Grand Final for 2025. Hope you're enjoying it around the country, around the world, wherever you're with us. Brisbane leading 26-22. Second play off the restart, and it's Ricky just short of the 20 for the Broncos. A Broncos organisation seen by many as the biggest rugby league club in the land, without a premiership since 2006. 19 years is the drought breaking tonight. Haas up to the 30. Plays the ball to Pates. Given to the left for Mann. Pops it through and almost Piakura got past. But no, Hughes hangs on to make the tackle. Played there on to Pates. Passes infield to Hunt. Hunt kicks downfield at the end of the set. It bounces in front of Pappenhausen. Bounces kindly to him. 5 from his own line. Decides to give the pass to Coates. And Xavier Coates is tackled for the Storm. 12 metres from their own line at the northern end. Tyron Wishart's back there to run the ball back into the defence. Takes the tackle short of the 20. Plenty of time for Melbourne. 20 minutes left as Warbrick goes on a settling run up towards the 30. Will Warbrick will play the ball here for the Storm. Grant has got only one man to the right, so Katoa has to run into 3 tacklers. Got the offload away. Back to Grant. Now give it to Meany. Meany runs up towards halfway. That's a good gain of a dozen. Nick Meany just inside Melbourne territory. Getting to the end of the set. Couple left. To the left, the pass goes from Hughes to Munster. Munster to Pappenhausen over the 40. Pass is knocked on by Wishart on the inside line. Jumped on by the Broncos. Storm can't complete the set. And Ricky mops it up. Brisbane with the ball on their own 30. Down the right edge, Staggs almost breaks through the tackle of Wishart. You get the sense the Broncos are running downhill right now. Real challenge for the purple to keep them at bay. Into attacking territory they go, the Broncos through the run of Mariner. He plays the ball there to Pates. Now Walsh gives it on to Karapani. Down the centre third, but taken only 41 metres out. Crowded Stadium Australia at fever pitch as the Broncos go left and Walsh steps through Lasardi, but Grant's there to stop him. 30 metres out left edge, played to Pates, given to Haas. Payne Haas up to the 20, buffets away from Munster before being tackled. Only 15 out. Ref Atkins says 5. Last play Brisbane. Hunt passes right for Mam, doesn't like it. Tries a little grubber, which is jumped on by Ricky. Ricky is tackled. Hand over. Boy, the Storm needed that, Louis. They've got the ball 3 metres from their own line.
Yeah, absolutely, Q. They're out on their feet. I'm looking at it now. Their body language is that they are cooked. They're just got to keep the pressure on here, the Brisbane Broncos. Keep playing the way they're playing. Attack them with their defence. And also, when they get out of their own end, keep playing that fast type of football because Melbourne won't be able to keep up with them any more sets.
18 minutes left in the game. 26-22 to Brisbane. And Wishart with a run. The Storm have got it just short of the 30 out on the left edge. Played to Grant, given to Munster, running laterally across the 30. Passes right for Hughes through Pappenhausen to Katoa. Ellie Katoa, though, she's the shifting defence in front of him. Piakura up top, Shibasaki there as well to complete the tackle. 10 inside Storm territory. Grant gives it to Hughes. The outside in play for Meany, but that was read well by the Broncos defence. Shibasaki knocks Meany down. 45 out. Last play for the Storm. Given to Munster. Runs it a few metres before putting up a bomb. Deep downfield. Caught comfortably by Mariner for Brisbane. 5 from his own line. Gets past Lasardi, almost gets past Hughes, but Hughes grabs onto his ankles and Brisbane will start this set 15 from their own line. Walsh out a dummy half, almost got through the tackle of Udawikamanu. He's midway goal line and halfway and stays down for a moment, Reece Walsh.
I'm going to go poke in the eye. There goes
he blows it up.
Tackle 2. It's not much in that, mate. Can we play the ball and move it?
Right around here, he comes up, gets full, just lets it thumb in the eye.
Yeah, it's a slap.
Yeah, that's all right, slap's okay.
Yeah, it's a slap from Hierro.
It's uncomfortable though, the old poke in the eye.
So Walsh will play it, no further action from the referee. Broncos on play just beyond the 30 at their own end. On the carry there from Karapani. Now Jensen out on the field down the middle third, and he's taken 8 metres inside Broncos territory. 17 minutes to go. Brisbane lead 26-22. Broncos into attacking territory and a left edge run from Piakura. Last play Brisbane, 43 metres out. Hunt with a high, deep kick downfield. Warbrick's job to catch it. He's up to the task, Will Warbrick. Defensive left corner. Bounces off the tackle of Mam. Mam comes again to put him down. Warbrick tackled 5 from the goal line. Down to Johnny Gibbs on the touchline. It's Brisbane 26, Melbourne 22, 16 and a half to go.
Well, the good news for Melbourne is despite the fact they've been dominated, particularly over the last 15 minutes or so, they only trail by 4. And no problems though for Brisbane. What about their final series? Down by 16 against Canberra, 14 against Penrith. They're only down 10 points against the Melbourne Storm. Here's a great run by Coates.
He's taken 12 metres from halfway away. Yet there's still heaps of time left in the game. And you're right, even though the momentum's with the Broncos, the Storm trail by only one try at 4 points. Liero up to halfway, plays to Grant, into the set. Hughes will kick downfield for Melbourne. From halfway, comes down defensive left edge for Brisbane. It's caught by Karapani, who beats the first wave of defence. And then the kick returns good. He's 15 from halfway when stopped.
Yeah, just little things like that, though, when they get the kick right and they don't get their chase spot on and then making breaks off it. And then, you know what, the confidence. Here they go.
Shibasaki, right side edge. Well, Staggs tried to get around Wishart, but he made the tackle on halfway. Hunter dummy half passes down the right wing from Mariner. He's tackled 38 metres from the Melbourne line. Out on that eastern touchline. Plays the ball to Hart, passes infield to Walsh. Walsh gives it on to Jensen, and Jensen tackled 38 metres out. 15 minutes to go. Brisbane lead by 4 at 26-22 on ABC Sport. Carrigan through the hands to the left onto Mam. Mam tackled on the 30. Last place is referee Atkins. Goes to the left for Walsh. What's he going to do? A little chip in behind the line. Pappenhausen comes forward to catch it. Walsh goes down trying to milk a penalty. Referee says no. Pappenhausen gets up to the 20 on the kick return.
Yeah, I didn't see Reece Walsh. I just watched where the ball went, but I did see him on his back. I wasn't too sure what happened there. They're hanging in the fight there, Melbourne. They just need a little bit of something to go their way. A penalty, a little bit of a leg up to get them out of their own end. Just have a little bit more of a breather and get a couple more sets under their belt. But Brisbane Broncos have got all the energy.
Warbrick, 10 from halfway. Storm with the ball. Munster now passes to the left edge for Lasati. One of just two players who wasn't here for Melbourne this time last year. Plays it out in the left edge, right on halfway. One man infield to Munster. Ball in two hands, shows it. Now passes to Hughes, runs at the line, pops it to Katoa. Pass to Mini on the right edge. His pass goes along the ground through the legs of Warbrick, and he picks it up and slips over the touchline. A comedy of errors for the Storm, which is not funny if you're a fan in purple. Over the touchline, and it comes unstuck for the Storm.
Well, Katoa's passing in the first half was perfect. I mean, his pass wasn't too bad there, but the one that goes to Warbrick just hits the ground and he gets that ugly bounce straight through his leg. But good pressure there from them.
And that attendance now semaphore, 80,223 fans in attendance at the Stadium Australia for this 2025 Grand Final. Brisbane with the ball. They trail by 22 points to 12 at half-time. They've scored 3 tries to nothing in this second half. But if you've just joined us, Adam Reynolds, the skipper for the Broncos, off the field with a calf injury now.
The independent doctor's asked you to leave, mate. Karapani.
Karapani's gone for HIA.
You gotta go,
What?
mate.
He doesn't have, he's confused.
So that's the independent doctor in the bunker. And Karapani's still standing there.
That would drive me nuts in a grand final.
Gibbsy, what's happening on that Broncos bench?
Well, this is going to be a problem. They're going to have to make a change here. They'll have to mix in Xavier Willison. He's going to be coming back on. Now, that was after he made a break just before that nutmeg for Will Warbrick. He made a really good run. He's obviously concerned that was the independent doctor, but Xavier Wilson's come on. They'll have to really shuffle things up.
Oh, now a mistake from a play the ball for Brisbane as play restarts. They're 5 from halfway. And
that could be the point that turns it. They've had all the momentum, the Broncos. They haven't had a problem getting out of their own end at all. And Payne Haas gets up and comes up with a bit of a dirty play the ball. Almost gets away with it too. It just, well, you know what? It's not too bad, to be fair. I don't even know what the penalty was.
Well, his left foot got in the way before the right foot could break it back.
There was nothing in it.
Exactly.
It's just the ball, the angle of the ball changed. That was it.
So, I mean, they could have challenged it, but no. The Storm will get this scrum feed on halfway. So Melbourne with the footy. Pappenhausen receives to the right. Dummy and Straighten. Pappenhausen's through to the 10. Support. Oh, he flicked it in field to Warbrick out the back of his hands, but he missed the target. Picked up by the Broncos. Counter-attack to the right. Shibasaki gives it to Staggs, and Staggs is tackled.
Put down another try saved from Reece Walsh. Phenomenal chase. And he had Pappenhausen. He was gone. But he had to flick that pass back in because he was going out. And that was because of the chase there of Reece Walsh.
And Brisbane's got the ball. 12 metres from halfway. 12 minutes left in the game. Another big moment in this game. So much drama. 4 points the lead of the Broncos as Haas is tackled on the red stripe at the southern end. And he's 40-10 from halfway. Pakes to the right, given to Carrigan. Not much of the game there, taken down by Munster. Brisbane with it right edge. 5 from halfway. Now Pakes gives it to the blind side. Ricky down that eastern touchline. Gets into attacking territory. Tackled on 5. 45 metres out and 10 in from touch on the right. End of the set is a Ben Hunt bomb. Warbrick's underneath it and catches it for Melbourne 8 from his own line. Runs back over the 10 and up to the 20. And he's put to deck by a big front-on hit from Staggs. And Melbourne will start this set 20 from the northern in goal. 11 and a half minutes remain in the 2025 grand final. As Coates has tackled left edge. No great game. Plays at midway goal line and halfway. One man infield. Grant gives it on to Wishart. Running laterally and grabbed by the collar of Wilson and slung to the deck. Wishart to play it on his own 20. Grant passes right for Katoa. Ellie Katoa, that's a good run. Melbourne needed a gainer down the right edge and he gets to the 30. 15 in from the western touchline. Grant one hand to pick up a dummy half. Passes infield to Hughes. Passes out towards Munster. Munster goes to the left edge. Gives to Pappenhausen. Pappenhausen to Wishart. But he's met on halfway by the Broncos defence. Solid tackle from Ben Hunt and Katoni Staggs. Last play Melbourne. 10 inside their own half. Hughes tries a 40-20. It hasn't got the desired bounce for him. Walsh gets his hands away from the ball. It bounces off his abdomen. Then he picks it up cleanly. And Walsh is tackled on the 20 at the southern end. Brisbane with the footy. 3 tries to nil in this second half, but they're doing it without skipper Adam Reynolds. Also, the Storm don't have Jack Howarth or Alec McDonald. There's been storylines throughout this grand final, which looks like it will go down to the last 10 minutes with the game in the balance. Brisbane with the ball. 12 from halfway and a run from Willison. Man, one hand to pick up dummy half. He got collared by King. Went to deck, not taken. So he pops a pass up. Wilson's there to take it. Runs the Broncos into attacking territory. 48 metres out from the Melbourne line. Went stop. Plays it there to Pace. Give it a Haas on a big rumble down the middle third. Taken 32 metres out. Last place is referee Atkins. Brisbane now through the services of a Ben Hunt bomb. He puts it to the skies. Pappenhausen catches well for Melbourne. 11, a metre from his own line. And then, well, he went under a tackle. 5 from his own line. I think it's okay, Louis. He plays the ball. The Broncos are offside. Penalty goes to Melbourne.
He's too good, Grant. He makes it, he sells that whole look there, the way that he does it. I know there was the left side to get caught offside, but the way that he goes in, he's trying to get Patrick Carrigan, not square at marker. Smart play. Look at him here on the replay, Duke. Too smart. He stands there. He's got plenty of time to pick that ball up.
Yeah, waiting for the referee to realise that the Broncos weren't in the right spot. And Hughes finds touch. The Storm have got it on their own 30. 26 points to 22. Brisbane lead Melbourne. 9 minutes left. The 2025 NRL decider here with you on ABC Sport. Hughes with the ball for the Storm. Gives it on to King. And big Josh King tackled. Middle park. 5 from halfway. To the right for Hughes. Pops it up for the infield run of Liero. And Trent Liero takes Melbourne into attacking territory. 45 metres from Brisbane's line. 8.5 minutes to go. To the left, Hughes gives it on to Munster. Over the 40. Nice defence on the right edge, though. Around the ankles. Oh, that's Hetherington. He's down and no. It's Hunt down and hurt him back play. Quick play the ball. Munster gives it left to Wishart. Wishart's tackled. And Ben Hunt's... He's gone. He's got up, but he's on wobbly legs. And Ben Hunt is now going to be, I think, ruled out of the grand final. John Gibbs on the touchline.
Well, under observation, and what is their protocol? That will be the end of Ben Hunt in his 355th game. They are in front. He'll come from the field. That'll be it, because even if, and he'll be category 1. Now, other news, we have Alec McDonald bravely. You'll see him right in front of you there. Q is about to come back on. Dislocated elbow. Have a look. This is a brave effort. Now we got with that Willison coming on. Of course, we had the other knockout as well. Karapani coming out. Shibazaki has gone to the wing, and Brendan Piakura is playing in the centre. So players all over the shop in this pulsating grand final.
Adam Reynolds is standing near the bench there and trying to issue instructions instructions. Tyson Smoothie's getting ready to come on. And just behind you, Gibbsy, look at these Broncos fans applauding as Ben Hunt just now can control his walking motion to the touchline.
Well, on observation, he'd be out of the game anyway because there's not 15 minutes, there's 8 minutes. But that is amazing. And Alan McDonald on. So we get there. Coming onto the field now is Tyson Smoothie. All of these players have to be versatile. Melbourne, in fairness, had to do it straight away with Jack Howard's early injury with Tyron Wishart coming on. This game has got so much to play out. A few more twists and turns in the final 8.5.
Playback underway. Storm on the attack on the 20 to the right. Hughes gives it on to Pappenhausen and he's tackled by Mann and also Piakura. 15 out, 10 in from touch on the right.
That was weird play.
And that was the
plenty
last.
of time to set that play up for a last
landed
play.
on the last and it's a handover and Brisbane's ball. Brisbane's ball with 8 minutes to go. No Reynolds, no Hunt, no premiership since 2006 for the Brisbane Broncos, yet they lead.
The Broncos have to dig deep here. They've got 4 minutes. That means 4 sets. Sorry, there's 8 minutes on the clock. 4 sets to go with the ball and 4 defensive sets for the Broncos to get another premiership.
Haas is tackled on the 30. Still at Brisbane's end. Through the hands of Walsh to Carrigan. The Haas-Carrigan 1-2 punch. Not a great game from the tired legs of Pat Carrigan. 15 from halfway. To the left, Pace gives it to Walsh. Walsh boots it downfield. It's a good kick. Taken on the 20 by Pappenhausen for Melbourne. The Storms mulleted fullback just beyond the 30 before being stopped. Melbourne to start this set 18 metres inside their own half. 7.5 minutes to go. It's Brisbane 26, Melbourne 22 in the 2025 decider. Storm with the next carry through the services there of Warbrick, 10 from halfway. Now Alec McDonald dislocated elbow and all, he's out there and taken on halfway for the purple. Played to Grant, give it to Munster. Munster passes to Hughes, shows it, gives it to the right for Pappenhausen. Flick pass infield to Mini, beats one, he's up to the 40. He's up to within 35 of the line before being taken by the Broncos defence. Mini plays it right edge, one-handed pick up from Grant, runs at the line, directs traffic. He passes left for Munster. Munster gives to Wishart. Wishart to the 20. He's taken out on the defensive right there by Ricky of Brisbane. 6.5 minutes to go. Last play, Storm, 20 metres out. Munster puts a bomb in behind the line, which is punched backwards by Warbrick, all the way back to the 20, but jumped on by Brisbane. Jumped on by the Broncos. Tyson Smoothie there to save the day for the Broncos, Louis.
Yeah, he just wanted it more there, Smoothie. He was further away from the ball than Pappenhausen, and he just dives on it. That's a big play there for the Broncos.
Now Mariner looks a bit hurt after his run to within 15 of halfway. Willison, 1 out, gains 10. 5 from halfway as he plays the ball to Mam. Mam gives it out to the left edge for Piakura into attacking territory near the NRL logo, 42 metres out. 6 minutes to go. Brisbane score here. You reckon that's the grand final? Jensen up to the 30. Last play. Quick play the ball. It's passed to right in centre field. Carrigan to Mam. Mam gives it on to Smoothie. Smoothie's pass was in behind Ricky on the right edge. He'd overrun the line and it's gone forward anyway.
Tony, where you are?
All he had to do was run there, Q. He didn't even need the pass. He just had to put the head down and run towards that corner, and the opportunities would have opened up for him. He thought kick, then he thought pass, and it just didn't work for him.
5.5 to go. Brisbane lead by 4 points. Melbourne's got the ball on their own 20. It's played to Munster, given to Wishart. Gee, they've got game breakers everywhere, the Storm. Who will it be if they pull this one out? Here's Harry Grant, 22 metres from the line, he's defending. To the right, Liero gives to Hughes. Once at the line, gives to Pappenhausen. Over the 30, up to the 40. Passes to Warbrick. He's up to halfway. Mam's come and tackle, gets in. And drags him down 25 metres out. Quick play the ball to Pappenhausen. Passes infield. Unuikamanu's on the 20 and loses the ball. Loses the ball. Picked up by Brisbane Shibasaki. He's running it back at them. And eventually tackled 5 from halfway.
He's playing to the whistle. No one else is. Everyone's stopped.
Knock on from the Storm.
Knock on Melbourne.
4 minutes and 30 and counting.
There was a double knock on, but it was the first one was from Melbourne, and then the Brisbane Broncos player get in there. But another big play. Ezra Mann comes down, shuts down the winger and Will Warbrick. And then I want to see who the player is. I think it's Reece Walsh at it again. And makes that tackle there on Unuikamaну. Goes to the offload, throws it in the back of Reece Walsh's head.
And Well, why not challenge? Johnny Gibbs on the touchline. Why not challenge with 4 minutes to go, trailing by 4?
It was a Hail Mary, this one. I saw Ezra Mam go in and attack the player. I think it was all right. Ezra Mam he tried to get rid of the nightmares from the 2023 Grand Final.
There's high contact from Ezra Mam on Stefano Ulicamano.
Wow.
Well, there you go. See, I saw it, and I don't believe it. There's been a lot worse than that.
So, where did that hike? That was obviously the second of the tackles, because the tackle on Warbrick was fine, so it was the follow-up tackle on Ulicamano, Louis.
Yeah. His fault. That's not even high. He hits him in the back. Hits him in the back and then slides up and hit the back of his head.
All the while, 4 minutes and 18 seconds on the clock. Broncos 26, Storm 22. Well, we've had one of the greatest seasons on record in the NRL. We're always going to get a good decider if that script continues.
You know what's going to happen. Melbourne are going to score in the corner. They're going to miss the goal. They're going to go to extra time. They're going to play 107 minutes. We caught it before the game.
Well, Louis, if we get that, I think the fans will be happy. So, and importantly, there's been quite the delay here. Tired players have had a chance to get themselves a bit of oxygen. Storm with the tap, 20 metres out. First carry taken forward by Katoa, and he stopped a dozen from the goal line. Melbourne trail by a try. Here's the ball from Grant to the left, from Hughes to Munster, dummies and straightens but can't get through. Tackle made there by Ricky on the defensive right edge for Brisbane. Munster plays the ball. Grant gives it on to McDonald with that left elbow heavily strapped. He's tackled only a couple of metres from the goal line. The purple looking to pull it from the fire here. Grant passes right for Hughes. Hughes gives it to Pappenhausen. Inside flick to Meany. Meany's tackled 9 metres out.
Penalty. Pappenhausen gets taken out here.
Tackle after the pass. Who is it? Brendan.
Brendan Piakura, the offender. 3.5 minutes left.
Yeah, that's a penalty. Maybe that penalty.
Yeah, the extra man wrapping to the right wing got taken out. So the Storm tap and decide to go from 10 metres out. Grant gives it to Ulicamano, and Big Stefano's tackled only 6 metres from the goal line. For the lead to Brisbane. Melbourne on the attack. Grant to the left. Give it to Munster. Puts on a bit of a dart. Cam Munster. The ball is offloaded to Grant. 5 metres out. Grant has a run. Tries to spin through, but it's Carrigan and Haas there to make that tackle on Harry Grant. 2 metres from the goal line. Inside 3 minutes. Munster to the left. Hughes for the Storm. Gives it to Pappenhausen. Passes to Wishart over the 10. Given the coach. Coach is tackled over the touchline. Tony Staggs with the defensive play.
They've been great in this second half, the Brisbane Broncos. They've had their backs against the wall a couple of times. They've had to turn up. Reece Walsh has done a couple of great ones. This one here, really nice work there by Mariner. And I think because Tony Staggs comes over the top, he's already in one tackle, comes out of it, and then helps his mate, forces coach over the sideline. That's great defence. They've got one more set. They've got to get this ball all the way down the other end. They can't afford an error here.
Go back underway, and a really big hit from Liero and Katoa, and it's blown up. Players are holding themselves at arm's length. 2 minutes and 6 seconds on the clock. Brisbane's got the ball 10 from their own line. They lead by 4. And the referee's going to sort out this fracas.
I can't hear you.
Players now break up. Broncos 26, Storm 22. Liero with a big hit there.
I tell you what, I can't take my eyes off Ben Hunt. He's down there on the sideline. He knows he's only 2 minutes away from getting that grand final ring, and he can't sit still. He's got his hands on his head. He's walking around like crazy. And now the Brisbane Broncos, they get a penalty coming out their own end. This is the best thing for the Broncos. They've got to get the ball all the way down the other end of the field. The arrow's caught out. Here we go.
Well, this will be a very interesting conversation. Trent Liero
is going to bin.
Has been called forward to chat to referee Graham Atkins. Trent Liero sent to the sin bin with 2 minutes and 6 seconds left in the grand final. The Storm are down by 4 and they're down a man.
Yeah, well, The down a man part I'm not too worried about. I've seen so many sides this year they've been down a man and they've scored tries. But it's going to be very hard to do when they're only going to have one set with the ball. If Brisbane are smarty, they've got to make sure they find touch. They've got to finish the set 1 metre out from the Melbourne Storm line, and then they've got to do everything to stop that one defensive set. One attacking set, I should say.
Yeah, and still, players just waiting for the referee to sort things out. Reece Walsh from his own 10 kicks the touch and finds it on the western side. Not a great gain on the kick. Brisbane will start this set just shy of the 30. Clock's back underway. We're under 2 minutes. Broncos lead by 4, looking to end a 19-year premiership drought. Shibasaki tackle, a dozen from halfway. Plays the ball to Pace. Given to Willison. A valuable 8 metres down the middle third. 4 from the halfway stripe as Willison plays it for Brisbane. Pace gives it to Walsh. Walsh runs straight, gets through one, almost through a second. Grant drags him down. 38 metres out. 6 to go. A restart to the tackle count, I think.
No, he didn't call it.
Oh, I thought he waved his fist, Louis, on the little grab from Grant. No, 2 tackles left. They're on the 30, the Broncos. Haas up to the 20. He's 15 out when tackled. Last play, Brisbane. Ball played to Pace, given to Walsh. Walsh holds it, gives it to Shibasaki. Great tackle from Mini.
Best place to finish their set there, Q. Best place, 5 metres out from their line, right in the corner. They've got to defend here.
There's a minute left. Melbourne with the ball on their own line, trailing by 4. Warbrick, one man infield, up to the 10, but no further. Plays the ball to Grant, sweeps it to Munster. Munster running laterally across his own 10. Gets to the left edge, puts on the Jets, gets to the 30. Good run, Cam Munster before being tackled. 40 seconds left in the grand final. Brisbane lead by 4. Melbourne on their own 30. Richard to the right, gives it through Hughes to Pappenhausen. Out to the right edge, Katoa up to halfway. Beats a tackle, has support infield. Pappenhausen knocked over by a tackle of Walsh. 31 metres out, 20 seconds left. Blindside, leaning out a dummy half. Now passes infield to Hughes. Hughes tackled by a desperate lunge.
One tackle to go,
Pat Carrigan. There's 10 seconds left. The Storm are 25 metres out. Clock is stopped with 9 seconds to go. And Jerome Hughes taking every moment to get up. Last play, Melbourne, they trail by 4. Time back on. Melbourne 25 out. Munster gives it on. Grant passes to the right. It's in the hands of Katoa. Times it out to expire. Melbourne's got it. Big pass from Katoa. Intercepted in the middle of the field by Ricky. And Maguire is the Messiah. The 19-year drought for the biggest club in the NRL is broken. The Broncos are the kings of the comp once more. Brisbane beats Melbourne 26 to 22.
I've got the biggest goosebumps, Q, all over my body. It was phenomenal. I just watched Adam Reynolds and Benny Hart just absolutely go berserk next to each other. That was a great feeling. And you want they had to dig so deep, they had to work so hard to get back into that game. And Reece Walsh, hands down, if he doesn't get the Clive Churchill medal, I give up. He was unbelievable tonight. He really was. He saved tries, he scored tries, he set up tries, and he was just brilliant. Every one of the Broncos had to dig deep there, but the defence right at the end, phenomenal.
First-year coach Michael Maguire has returned the Broncos to the promised land. Heartbreak in back-to-back years for the Melbourne Storm. 26-22 the final scoreline. And as they did in Canberra, as they did at home against Penrith, the Broncos have come behind for a 3rd time in the final series. And they are the 2025 NRL Premiers, scoring 3 tries to nothing in the second half. 5 tries to 4 in the end. Mariner with 2 tries, Walsh, Shibasaki with 2 as well. So 2 to Mariner, 2 to Shibasaki. Walsh with a try. Adam Reynolds kicked 2 from 3 before Newell leaving the field with a calf injury, whilst kicking 1 from 2, and the Storm's points all in the first half. Mini, Katoa, Warbrick and Hughes the try scorers. Mini kicking 3 from 4. Stay close. Send us your thoughts. 0467920222. The best in the business with the emotion and all the news with the interviews. Johnny Gibbs he'll be among the throng. But Luke Lewis, what a grand final.
Yeah, amazing grand final. You know what, the Melbourne Storm, they were outstanding in
Down
the
to
first
Gibbsy.
half.
Yeah, Gahama Shibasaki with me. Gahama, we spoke to you after State of Origin. What a year. It's just incredible. Another pinch myself moment. Mate, I can't fucking believe it. The fucking champion, mate. For sure.
Are you okay, Gibbsy?
I'm okay. I'm okay. But hey, that's just the raw emotion now.
Are you sure that wasn't Chris Heinington?
No, the raw emotion. Now let's go. Kobe Henderson. Kobe, can we get a quick word, my ABC Sport? Oh, right. No, Kobe Hendrickson's here. He's been cuddled by Billy Walters. Kobe, how much does this mean? You've seen your father. There's been look, this is a huge club. There's been such a drought. 2023, everything that happened, you're under the How good?
Mate, words can't describe it, mate. Words can't describe it. I think my old boy won a premiership 30 years ago today, so to get a premiership with these boys, I've been with these boys since I was 20, like 17, 20, so to get a premiership with a mate, something I'll remember forever.
Kobe, what about the manner in which you won the final? 16 points, extra time against Gamba, 14 points behind against Penrith. These aren't mugs. Your last 3 games have been behind 16, 14, 10, and you were down 10 at half time. What a comeback.
Mate, we've been doing that all year, last 6 games. We never give up, and that's what Matt just brought into us, mate. We never give up, we won.
Okay, what about the Rockstar before you go and enjoy the West Welsh?
Well, it was all diamonds. All diamonds, mate. It has been for the last 6 weeks, mate. I love that little fella, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him.
Go on in, Kobe.
Good on you, Gibbsy. And it just scenes below us as well here. Michael Maguire and Reece Walsh and a passionate embrace with the flash bulbs of the cameras catching the moment. What a CV. The man that ended the Rabbitohs premiership drought, the most storied drought in rugby league history back in 2014. Unsuccessful stint at the West Tigers, but his last 3 stops in coaching. Coached New Zealand to a Pacific Cup win over Australia. Coached New South Wales to an Origin win over Queensland. But he has returned glory to the most pressured, the most high-profile and biggest club in the NRL, Luke Lewis. This, you'd have to say, would sit atop the CV.
Oh, it's phenomenal scenes. I can't take my eyes off Reece Walsh at the moment. He was outstanding tonight, but he ran straight over. He's got his daughter and he's running out in the field. No better feeling in the world to be able to celebrate this with your family and your daughter. Look at Madge out there, the biggest smile on his face. He's been brilliant, and we've got Gibbsy.
Corey Pakes joining me, congratulated by Darren Lockyer. Corey, I mean, you're playing a lot of big names. You had a lot of game time because of the injuries and that. Well, what a finish to the year for you boys.
Mate, bloody unbelievable. The answer's back in November. Our common goal was to get here on the biggest stage and give ourselves an opportunity to win it. Mate, we put the work in to be and we thoroughly deserve it.
You scored that first try, obviously, and then they led 22-12 at half-time. But as I said previously to a couple of your teammates, being behind's not been a problem.
Trained for that stuff all year, mate. Under the pump throughout training. Madge instills that, if we put in the work, things will turn out all right for us. And look at the last few weeks, we've come from behind to jag some wins, and geez, we come home strong tonight.
Corey, you'll never forget this. Congratulations, thanks for joining ABC Sport.
Good on you, mate. Cheers,
26-22, the final score if you've just tuned in. Brisbane over Melbourne. And the heartbreak for the Storm, having lost Howarth to a groin injury. Alec McDonald bravely playing on with a dislocated shoulder. But for the images, so many images of this game, Louis. Adam Reynolds, so busted with his calf, he had to be carried to the sideline by the trainers. Ben Hunt getting up and wobbling around. He was in Disneyland late in the game, knocked out of the game with a concussion. But 355 games into his NRL career, he finally becomes a premiership player. And he's compass enough, Ben Hunt, to do some interviews there. He's not far away from Gibbsy, but boy, what a revolution for the Broncos. Every year's a big year. They don't deal in nearlies. They don't deal in top fours or honourables. They deal in premierships. And it's been a long drought for them. And Benny Hunt is now shaking our colleagues' hands. John Gibbs.
He went down, and that sort of could have been another turning point. His 355th game. 10 years ago, we all know what happens. Ben, how are you feeling? Are you okay? Can you remember this?
I can definitely remember, mate. I don't know how I'm feeling. I'm just so on top of the world at the moment. I've been so long, mate, trying so hard to get to this point. And to get there now at this fantastic club, man, I owe him so much. I'm just glad I could pay him back.
And it wasn't done without drama, because you've gone off at the end. That was late, but Adam Reynolds has left the field. All sorts of players were going down left, right and centre. It was a tough game. It was a great game.
It was, mate. Melbourne Storm, obviously been a tough team for decades, and it's no different tonight. It had everything for a great grand final, and glad we're on the right side of it.
Well, redemption, I know you've got some other commitments. Well done, Benny. I've seen plenty of games. Well done.
Thank you.
So prior to tonight, and Paul Gallen needing to wait 279 games for a premiership, Louis, but now 355 games. The third most capped NRL player, and he finally gets a premiership ring.
You know what's funny, because Benny used to live in Cronulla. We used to see him down at the athletics track all the time and have a chat to him. When I found out he was going to Brisbane, I said, good luck and hope it all goes well. He goes, I'd love to go back there and win a comp. And here we are now, 8 months, 9 months down the track, and he's got that comp, he's got that ring, and he's got that smile on his face, which is great to see. He's a hard worker, and he deserves it.
22-12 was the scoreline in favour of Melbourne at halftime. But as mentioned, they did it against the Raiders. They did it against the Panthers. Brisbane has come from behind, and the 2025 NRL Premiership Trophy is headed to Red Hill. And of course, on the other side of the scale, Gibbsy, down to you with Tyron Wishart.
Hello.
Yes, John?
Yeah, Tyron Wishart joins me. Tyron, devastating, obviously. Back-to-back, it's terrible.
Yeah, pretty devastating, mate. Obviously work all year to get to this position, but it's hard to get into the grand final, but you go by tonight, it's harder to win one, so second half Brisbane just dominated.
Leading 22-12, obviously it was a very cool, calm, collected Billy at half time.
Yeah, it was, but we still probably weren't at our best. We weren't completing as high as them in the first half, and then that carried on in the second half. So, yeah, man, it's devastating.
I can hear it in your voice. I really appreciate joining ABC Sport. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, Gibbsy, and they are absolutely shattered, as you can imagine. And the stage has been set up. Of course, we have the announcement of the Clive Churchill medalist for best player on ground in the grand final, and the awarding of the 2025 Premiership Cup to the Brisbane Broncos. And to think the howls of protest when club favourite Kevin Walters was shown the door at the end of last season. Yet,
in all of that excitement, we may have seen one of the greatest tackles in grand final history, Reece Walsh, in the dying moments.
I think they're just
pulling off an incredible tackle.
I think they're just setting it up, Louis. James Brace is down there, and he's going to be the MC. So we're waiting for him to get the cue from the floor manager to have the official presentation of that. 80,223 have seen a fitting into one of the greatest rugby league seasons on record, Louis. And the Broncos from fourth place have won the premiership, their seventh premiership to go with their back-to-back wins in 92, 93 over the St George Dragons. In 97, they beat the Sharks in the Super League competition, when there were two competitions that year during the greatest chasm the game ever saw. And then in the United competition in 1998, Brisbane won its fourth title, and then in 2000 against the Roosters and 2006 against the Storm. And that was the last one until today, 2025 and Premiership 7 headed to Broncos headquarters. Here's James Bracey, our MC for the post-game presentation.
A remarkable season, and the Telstra Premiership finishes with a grand final so fitting of the year that we've witnessed on the field. Tonight on stage, the Australian Rugby League Commission Chairman, Mr. Peter Blandies, the National Rugby League CEO, Andrew Abdo, and 1989 and 1991 Clive Churchill medalist, Mr. Bradley Clyde. Well, thank you so much, as always, to Telstra, our naming rights partner, for your unwavering support and investment in our great game of rugby league. It is now time to find out who our player of the match is, who will take home the prestigious Clive Churchill Medal for 2025. The winner? Guess who? Reece Walsh.
He was already a rugby league star. Now he is a genuine star across Australian sport. Reece Walsh, the 23-year-old fullback in his 95th NRL game. There were more diamonds than rocks tonight. He is the best on ground in the 2025 grand final. He steps to the stage, shakes hands with the dignitaries, a hug from Peter V'landys, and he joins the greats. Reece Walsh, Churchill medalist of 2025.
Bit lost for words at the moment. First of all, I just want to thank the Melbourne Storm, Craig Bellamy and his whole team. Man, you were the standard in the game this whole year, and to us, Bronx, all of our fans, everybody that turned out tonight, we bloody appreciate you. Madge, coaches, staff, we love you. If it wasn't for all those bloody defensive sets on our line, I don't think we'd be here. Love yous all. Plumber out.
And a reference to the controversial social media post. He puts his mouth to his hand.
The plumber.
Plumber out.
That's actually quite funny.
There's something in the water there, Louis. There's something in the water.
Well deserved.
And touch judges Chris Sutton and Dave Munro, and they'll be receiving their medals from junior referees here tonight. Congratulations to all three of you.
And there'll always be the comments on how the game was officiated. Louis, you got a thought?
Second half was 10 times better. The game flow, we didn't see as many penalties, not as many set restarts. First half, tried to get his game way in, tried to get himself into the game way too much.
Join me in welcoming to the stage, to speak on behalf of the Melbourne Storm, Harry Grant.
And still to play in a grand final victory. He was on loan to the West Tigers in 2020 when the Storm last won it, and now back-to-back defeats in 2024 and 25. He steps to the lectern.
Firstly, I'd just like to say thanks to Peter, Andrew and everyone at the NRL for the season that we've had, all the time and effort that you've put in throughout the season, to make the season what it was. So thank you very much. To Madge, Adam and all the Broncos, I just want to say congratulations on what you've been through for the season. There's a lot of question marks. Credit to the group, sticking solid, and if there's one bloke that deserves it, it's probably Ben Hunt. So congrats Dozer and the Broncos. I just want to say thanks to the referees, touch judges and everyone involved. It's a thankless job at times, and I think we are so much of them, and they put in such great performances week in, week out. So I just want to say thank you for all your efforts. To our club, we were here last year, we're here again this year. We'll make a stand to be back here again next year. Thank you for all the effort. To our sponsors, our board, all our coaches and volunteers that put so much time in, thank you very much. To the playing group, I love you so much, and what you do week in, week out, we really appreciate it as a playing group. And to all our fans, the Storm fans, but also all the fans in the NRL, I just want to say thank you. So appreciate it, all the best.
Harry Grant. gracious in defeat, the Melbourne Storm captain.
As always. Now to present the rings to our 2025 NRL Premiers tonight, we've got the mighty Kingcomer Colts Rugby League team here. Good on you guys, great to see you here and loving their moments on the big stage. We begin tonight with coach of the Brisbane Broncos and now premiership winner at two different clubs, Michael Maguire.
What a story. Pigeonholed into the hottest furnace coaching has in this competition. And first season in, Louis, he's delivered them to the promised land.
It's amazing work from Match. You know what, and I really got so much time for him and what he's done. But to go up there, have a little bit of turmoil early, get them working hard and get them playing as a team, phenomenal job. And here he is, year one, grand final. Unbelievable.
And now, play-by-player, the Broncos will be introduced. Junior league players there as well as a part of the presentation. Didn't make his season debut until round 14. Karapani, the Kiwi-born 23-year-old. So 13 games and now a premiership player. Just his third final tonight, his first final series, and a winner in his first grand final. One of the Dalian centres of the year. He's tasted grand final day previously for Redcliffe in the state championship before last year's grand final, which was a disappointment. So he'd lost two on grand final day. He's finally won one. And Shibasaki, what a year. Was almost going to give up the game. Now he's an Origin winner and a premiership winner.
How good.
Two tries in a grand final for the Kiwi-born Samoan international, with traditional lei around his neck as well in traditional Pacifica celebration. And now this man, Ben Hunt, the longest road to a premiership in NRL history, 355 games, but finally Ben Hunt is a premiership player, 10 years on from the moment that will forever haunt his career. He's not feeling it right now. Corey Jensen, well, missed out as a Cowboy, beaten in the grand final, didn't play in the final series in 2023, but now he joins the illustrious group as a premiership player. And the boy from Toowoomba, who's played a big role. Imagine his year. Locked in battle with Biddy Walters for that hooker's role for a lot of the year. Done most things in his career and hadn't won a premiership though until today. Rugby League's modern prop forward Terminator. He just keeps going.
Yeah, he's so good playing us. So it's good to see him get a premiership. He's been great over the last couple of years. He's done an amazing year this year. Top it off with a grand final ring. Pretty special.
The Kura started today. He was on the bench in the grand final 2 years ago. And he's been one of that group of forwards just needing to develop behind Haas and Carrigan and Jordan Ricky. Proud Kiwi man. Carrigan, along with Staggs and Haas, played in that season where they bottomed out and won the wooden spoon during COVID times. So he's seen the other end of the table.
The ups and downs.
Yep. Just
go through it. But it gives you more appreciation when you're walking up there and you're receiving that ring of just how much hard work you've had to go through to get there.
How about the year for this man?
When he good tonight, I thought he was really good tonight, man, when he come on. Did a good job. He was a threat every time he got the ball in the hand. His footwork was outstanding. And he caused a lot of havoc to that Melbourne Storm defence.
Yeah, and great chat with Gibbsy. His dad, Jason, 30 years ago for the Bulldogs in 1995. And now Kobe, who we believe is heading to Manly next year. He's going to finish up his time at the Broncos as a premiership winner. Well, There was the story of the broken arm around Jerome Hughes. This was the other broken arm story. Xavier Willison coming back to play a big role in a couple of games for Brisbane.
Yeah, he's done a great job. And when Payne Haas comes off and he goes on, it adds so much value. And, obviously no one's like Payne Haas, but it does help a lot when you've got a big body like Willison coming on.
And Tyson Smoothie, who started his NRL journey at the Melbourne Storm, now sees them on the beaten side as he becomes a premiership Bronco. And can Adam Reynolds walk onto stage? His gait looks a little better when he could not walk off the ground because of a calf injury. 35 years of age, and that 2014 ring from the Rabbitohs Premiership has now got a partner. A 2025 Premiership ring as the captain of the Brisbane Broncos, and a huge embrace with the man that he shared that 2014 Premiership with the Bunnies. His coach Michael Maguire shakes the hands of Andrew Abdo and Peter Volandis. And now Adam Reynolds will address the crowd at Stadium Australia as the Broncos Premiership skipper.
Firstly to Craig, Harry and the Melbourne Storm, just want to congratulate you on a fantastic season. You've set the benchmark for so many years now. Could have easily went your way tonight. Keep your head high. No doubt we'll see you in a big game again in the future. Peter, Andrew, for the NRL, Telstra, thank you for putting on a magnificent season again. I think it was my favourite year to see the teams go out the way they did. The final series was amazing, so thank you again. To the Broncos major sponsors, First Mac, The Star, Forex, Kia, thank you for your ongoing support. Without you guys, none of this is possible. To our board, thank you very much, Dave, the CEO. Thank you, mate, for getting me up to Brisbane. It's been a hell of a ride. I've loved every minute of it. Can't wait to run it back next year. Looking forward to it. To our members and fans, both here in the stadium and back home in Brisbane, it's been 19 young years, and the trophy's coming back home where it belongs. I can't wait to get back home to Brisbane, to the Premier, build a bigger stadium, because we sold that one out and we'll sell it out again. To the boys, love you all, Madge, coaching staff. Been one hell of a season. Loved every minute of it. Let's party, eh? I just want to invite one bloke up here. He helped us get here. He's a big part of the team. Couldn't have done it without him, Billy Walters. Help me lift him trophy.
Did his knee with the end of the season in sight. And a lovely gesture. Billy Walters is going to assist Adam Reynolds carry the 2025 NRL Premiership Trophy to his Broncos teammates.
Gentlemen, your 2025 NRL Premiers, the Brisbane Broncos.
The 19-year drought has ended and they lift the trophy at Stadium Australia. Flamethrowers, confetti, all the trimmings for the Broncos. And in 2025, Brisbane is title town. 2 for the Broncos today, a week after the Lions won their second AFL Premiership. Boy, there's some big and sore heads around the Queensland capital this week and a half or so. And why not, Louis? Why not?
Absolutely. You know what's going to be going off in Brisbane, I reckon. The airport tomorrow when they get home will be going crazy. And I'm so happy to see Adam Reynolds. The way that he spoke was brilliant, but to see the back end of his career get another ring and get that trophy with Madge once again. And Benny Hunt, it's such an awesome story for Benny Hunt. And well done to the Brisbane Broncos. You know what? Commiserations to the Melbourne Storm. They have been amazing. Craig Bellamy once again, absolute superstar. But just couldn't get the job done tonight. But it just goes to show you how hard it is to actually win a competition.
Brisbane win it 26-22. Stay close at hand. We'll get some more reaction from ground level. But just a simple but tough question, Louis. We had the drama at the end of the game, but what sits at the top of your mind? What was the difference? Where was the game won?
The game was won with Reece Walsh. Just in a little moment, try saved. He saved 2 tries, I think maybe even 3 tries. Then he just got his ball on the hand. You know what was funny for me, and I love Adam Reynolds, but when he went off, it made Reece Walsh step up, and he did. He took the game by the scruff of his neck. So I'm going to say that horrible injury to see Adam Reynolds go off, I think it made Reece Walsh just go to that next level to give him that little bit more momentum and belief to get the game won.
Well, he came into frontline ball carrier, first receiver on a number of occasions as well.
And Adam Reynolds done a great job when he was on the field, but it was like, as soon as he went off, it was like, okay, Reece touched the ball on the right edge, a play later on the left edge, set up a try. He was everywhere. The tries that he saved were phenomenal. But he just didn't, and I reckon when Ben Hunt went off, when you see him walk over to Reece Walsh, I reckon the words that come out of Ben Hunt's mouth is, don't let us lose this game. And I reckon he took it on. And it is a phenomenal performance by Reece Walsh.
So the Broncos among a myriad of gold confetti.
What about Brisbane? The Brisbane Lions, Brisbane Broncos and NRLW. Big couple of premierships there for the Brisbane town.
So good, might as well take the Olympics there, Louis?
Yeah. Oh.
That's coming up as well. But that women's grand final earlier today, very dramatic as well. We've had 2 4-point grand finals. NRLW was 22-18 to Brisbane over the Roosters. State championship was a one-sided affair. Warriors winning 50 points to 20 over Burleigh. And 4 points, the final winning margin for the Broncos, and Reece Walsh, well, he doesn't cap, but he accelerates his rise to prominence beyond rugby league, Louis. These are the nights where, with the casual observers watching as well, they know of his chutzpah, they know of his larrikinism, they now know of his talent and his ability to deliver on the big stage. And he's now one of the biggest names in Australian sport.
Probably one of the biggest names anyway, but the way that he played tonight just goes to show that he loves big moments, he loves big plays, and he's 23 years old, still got plenty of amazing football in him, and I think he's got a lot of big games in front of him as well.
Just his 95th game, and he's got his daughter there with him, and Payne Haas has got his family. Gibbsy's sort of moseying on over to see if we can get a few more reactions, but boy, what a story. And now the players trying to get to their families and walking into the crowd. Gibbsy, I know that you're letting them have their moment there, but just describe what you're seeing there close to the touchline.
Well, there's been lots of them, in the confetti and the streamers, and Reece Walsh was there playing with his little daughter, rolling around and having some photos taken. I mean, it's quite incredible, and there's so much of a kid's focus. We've seen that with Penrith over the last 2 years as well, and I've got to say Brisbane is very similar, and this has been a win for the ages. It was a great game. Also, trail 22-12 and able to come back like that is pretty impressive. But I think when you consider on balance all of the injuries, everything that happened to them, the Brisbane Broncos to claim the premiership is very poetic. It's been fantastic, and as Adam Reynolds said, it's been a fantastic year and a fantastic final series.
And good form from the Storm as well. They're still hanging around on the ground. What a classy organisation they are. They'll be back. But great to see them showing all that respect. Back to you, Gibbsy.
Well, this man, about 13 games into his career, Josiah, you're a premiership winner. How good's that feel?
No, unreal. Just looking at everything right now, no, I can't really believe it, and I have no words.
And you know, yourself and Dean Marin on the flanks, and you had plenty of good players on your inside. I mean, Reece Walsh. How good is Reece Walsh? The balls that he can give you both left and right hand side, and he had a blinder and worthy Clive Churchill medal winner.
Yeah, he deserved what he got. Obviously the Clive Churchill medal, and having a player like him, you know, you kind of just sit back, you just let him do everything, and he's a spark in the team, and he's always been, you know, since round one, and he's always been that flair for us, and he's been helping us a lot.
And what were you thinking at half time, down by 10 points? You'd come from behind in the other two games, you know, extra time, and then got Penrith right at the end. What were you thinking at half time? Madge was obviously fairly composed.
We were actually composed, and the biggest word that we had as a team was belief, and we've done it many times, and the fact that we came and executed it, you know, the second half, we just had faith in each other, and we had belief in each other, and we had confidence, and we just went on a roll and just believed in ourselves, and then got there at the end.
And finally, I've got to say, that left-hand side, Gahama Shibasaki and yourself, unheralded really. I mean, what a year for Shibs.
Yeah, what a year for Shibba. You know, starting from pre-season, you would never think that he would come and win a premiership. And so much respect for him and the hard work that he's put into this team. And he's been a spark for our team as well, you know, with his carries and his hard work. And everything is so good at being by his side and doing everything for my brother.
I know you're taking it all in, but this is a day you'll never forget. Well done.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Desai Karapani. He had 23 years of age, just his 23rd game, and as mentioned, he didn't play his first game of the year until round 14, so he was on the sidelines, and a guy like Jesse Arthurs, who was 18th man tonight, he basically had that job for the first part of the season, but Karapani getting himself in, and Tony Staggs is close to you, Gibbsy, and he's going to stop for a chat too.
Tony, how do you describe this after what happened a couple of years ago now? You've had the redemption for Ben Hunt, Adam Reynolds limps off. It was just an incredible night.
Yeah, I think it's a brotherhood we built throughout the season, and a never give up attitude, and you know, we turned into an 80-minute performance team all at the back end of the year, and we play our best footy second half, and it shows. We just hung in there. We didn't have things go our way, but we just stuck together, and we knew what brother we had beside us.
And talking about sticking together, Michael Maguire's done a great job to bring this side together and give you boys belief. I know there were a few downsides during the year, but you finished fantastic.
It's what it's all about.
That's amazing, bro. You fucking deserve everything, mate. Well done. Just interruption. Well done. So, some of the brothers, obviously.
They're one of the players there, Mick. He was the one that's obviously been at the club for a long time, won multiple premierships, and the legacy he left behind.
Maggie Hancock.
Yeah. What he did for the club is, you know, we had an opportunity to do that this year, and we did it. So, yeah, I'm just proud of all the boys and from where we come from to where we are now.
And what about your own form? I mean, you've had some great times in rugby league, but the last 6 months has been fantastic. It's like you boys turned a corner. There was that game against Manly, which was a shocker, and it was from there that things were on the up.
Yeah, we knew that we just had to believe in one another and go back to our process and our game that we play, and we did that all season, and this is what happens.
Good, Tony, you've always been kind with your Tom and ABC Sport. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Gibbsy lapping it up, and Katoni Staggs, Dally M Centre of the Year earlier in the week, and this is the one that counts most. Quentin Hull, John Gibbs and Luke Lewis wrapping things up from this 2025 Grand Final, where 80,233 fans saw a gripping premiership decider. Melbourne leading 22-12 at half-time, but Brisbane scoring 3 unanswered second-half tries to win the game 26-22 and a 19-year premiership drought, and to win their 7th premiership overall, and back-to-back heartbreak for the magnificent men in purple. What an organisation the Melbourne Storm are. They'll lick their wounds, they'll be back strong, and You just sort of almost pencil them in for top 4 again next year. You can never take it for granted, though. They always start from zero, which makes you realise just how good they are, the Storm, to keep finding themselves at the pointy end of the argument most years.
Well, Melbourne Storm will be here again, or they'll be up thereabouts. Brisbane Broncos have got the potential to go back to back. That's how talented they are. But there's a lot of hard work between now and then.
We're waiting to see if the Churchill medalist is going to stop for a moment. Reece Walsh is close to Gibbsy, and he's just celebrating with a few more friends. He is a man in demand. Selfies with mates, with that premiership ring on and the Clive Churchill medal around his neck. He joins the greats. But you know what it feels like, Louis. As best on ground in the grand final. He's evaded you, Gibbsy. He's gone back into the stands to see some more family and friends.
Yeah, friends, and all of the
can't begrudge him, mate.
All of the boys he's hugging have all got Reece t-shirts on, and everyone wants a piece of the action. And there's a lot. I've got to say, there's a lot of. What are they going to say now? And that's what all of the players have been saying. So there's plenty of feeling here, that they want to avenge things, and maybe they've been unfairly treated. And I'll get Reece. I know he's busy, but we spoke to him last week. Reece, congratulations! What a match! Outstanding performance. 2023 seems like a lifetime ago, let alone 2006. You're a premiership winner.
Oh man, I'm in awe, to be honest. Like, I don't know how to feel. I'm so proud. We worked our backside off since bloody November 14 when we stepped in the building. Madge was driving standards, and this is what it's all bloody about. I'll come back. I'm just going to see what my brother's
he's coming back. He's coming back, and I'm sure he will be, but he's just seeing.
Well, he's gone over to the chief executive, who's one of the big stories. He used to be the Storm's boss, Dave Donaghy, and he copped so much for the way that Kevin Walters was moved on last year, and this is the ultimate justification for someone like Dave Donaghy, who's in probably the hottest seat in rugby league as the chief executive of the Brisbane Broncos. When you've got a hugely successful club going through a drought, and you have the audacity to basically hook a club great who took you to one from the Everest only 12 months before, but he did it. He made the tough call, and he got Michael Maguire in, and they were struggling early, and all the old boys who are such a big vocal presence in Brisbane, which only recently has graduated from one-team town to two-team town, but it's beyond that. And Dave Donaghy, he'll be a very proud man right now. He's taken that playbook from Melbourne, brought it to Brisbane, and he didn't like how the Storm used the Broncos playbook to usurp them as the most consistent team in the comp. Well, now he started the path of turning the tide there. Yeah, it's quite the story. Still the confetti just in the middle of Stadium Australia, and the Storm players still out there just sitting on their haunches, Louis. Interesting. Usually we see the losing team go to the rooms after the presentation of the opposition, but they're sitting out there and wonder what's going through their minds.
Yeah, they'll just be taking it all in. Can't really talk about how they're feeling. I wouldn't know how they're feeling, but it can be pretty gut-wrenching. But yeah, I think they'll just be sitting there sucking it all up, and they could even be using it as motivation, sitting there looking around going, I don't want to feel this again. This could be their motivating factor to have a massive pre-season and get them back here for next year. So who knows, but it is good to see them still out there. They haven't rushed off. They've got a lot of mates in that Brisbane side too, don't forget. They played Queensland Origin together. So as much as they'd be disappointed, they'd still be wanting to see their mates celebrate.
26-22, the final score line, and the celebration continuing for Brisbane. I haven't been able to get to the myriad of messages that you've sent, but rest assured, not only today and not only for me, but our entire team, we really appreciate your text coming through. We've had all reaches of the world texting in, from trains in Europe to surgeries in Singapore, to people at home on their back verandas, to our regular listeners, to our once-a-year listeners. Thank you for all your messages throughout the grand final. We just had such a big game and such a dramatic aftermath that we haven't been able to get too many of them read out on air, but rest assured we appreciate it immensely because that's why we come to the footy, to link up with you guys, and we only hope that we've done the job of putting your bum inside the stadium tonight, and now they're starting a lap of honour. Back to you, Gibbsy. I see you waving in the distance there.
Yeah, Payne Haas is going over, and I'm going to try and walk with Payne. So many fans. Payne, I know we can talk here, Payne. We're just walking with him, and he's high-fiving all the crowd. This is amazing in itself as we're down the southern end of the ground. Payne, what about that? Premiership winner. How good? Yeah. How good?
Yeah, mate, I can't believe this. It's what we played for. Me and my brothers, we've been on this journey from a water spoon to this now. It feels so sweet.
And doing it with your daughter, I mean, there's such a family feel about the Brisbane Broncos.
Yeah, we're a family club. That's what we base ourselves on, family orientated, family first. And yeah, they've been on this journey with us, and yeah, very grateful.
And might keep you long, but after we spoke to down in Canberra, you're limping tonight. It's been a tough season. You need an operation or anything. What's going to happen?
I don't know. We'll find out after this. I'm just going to enjoy this, mate. I love it.
Well done.
And they are literally still 15 rows deep there, Gibbsy. The fans there, usually we see sort of a few rows of them hanging around, but boy, there's a lot of fans who have waited for this night in Broncos colours, and I'd suggest a lot of them who left this venue heartbroken 2 years ago.
ABC Sport. We got Corey Jensen with us, lapping us up. This is unbelievable. We're not in Brisbane Vegas, we're in Sydney.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it though. Like, I predict fans are the best in the business. We seen that last week with 50,000. I reckon another 20,000 come down to support us tonight, and we would have done it without them, so I appreciate it a lot.
Now, I just spoke to prop partner Payne Haas. I mean, wow, you just follow him. He's a great leader.
Oh, he is. At his next level, I can't believe some of the things he does on a footy field, and he does it for his teammates. He's a very selfless person, and I just love playing alongside him.
Well, you weren't there for 2023, so 2023, the heartache of that, to what's happened tonight. Adam Reynolds, Ben Hunt, all of the stories. You were down 16 against Canberra, 14 against Penrith, 10-9. I mean, it's been amazing.
Oh, it's been unreal. We've said it from the start that we have to play an 80-minute performance, and we believe in our style of footy, and we know that we can match it with anyone. We just have to stick at it, and like you said, we're done the last 3 weeks, and yeah, we're here at the end. So
what about at the end? Were you getting nervous at the end?
Oh, not really. We obviously have belief in our systems, and we just had to scramble hard for each other, and we had to do it the last 2 weeks, so we knew it had to be done, and I'm just so glad we done it.
And you're a high standards man. Michael Maguire, he brought the standards to the club.
Oh, unreal. He's been unreal, and he's really put a lot of onus on the players this year, and the players are really brought in. So it's a credit to him and his coaching staff, and I'm just so proud of the boys.
Thanks for joining us.
No worries. Thank you.
Yeah, Corey Jensen played a lot of that 2023 season and didn't get a chance in the finals. And now he's a premiership winner, and an amazing story as well. His wife's a very successful vet and remained in Townsville when he got his chance to go to Brisbane. They had a conversation and basically said, yep, you stay in Townsville, I'll go to Brisbane. An amazing partnership. We heard that interview at the start of the final series, Louis. So many footy partners travel, but that's a different story. And a testament to Corey and his wife, and you reckon when they finally get to share some time together, they'll be pretty happy. Gibbsy.
Yeah, Adam Reynolds. Adam, I reckon the pain will have gone away just about. How good's this?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's quite special.
And embrace it with this, right? Look, for you to limp off, what were you thinking? I mean, you had them, you were behind. The finish has been unbelievable. I mean, we spoke about this over the final series. It's been fantastic performance by you boys.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be tough. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. And to get the result tonight, the resilience we showed at the back end of the game.
You won 2014, but 2023, to bounce back like this, it's got to be so satisfying.
Yeah, it's special, mate. Everything that we've strived to do.
Wrap it up. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're down the back straight now, Gibbsy.
Well, this is incredible. But look, this is, as I said, to Corey Jensen. This is Sydney. This has been quite the response. Quite the response. And the performance, they were behind. They scored the first try. They were behind 22-12. Things were looking a little bit grim, but Royce Walsh, he's on fire. He's on fire on the field and off the field, and his interaction with his daughter has been absolutely beautiful.
ABC Sport with the final stages of this 2025 Grand Final coverage. If you're just joining us, Quentin Hull and Luke Lewis up in the box, and John Gibbs doing a great job sharing the lap of honour with the 2025 premiers, the Brisbane Broncos, coming from 22 points to 12 down at half-time to win their 7th title. And here's a man who had to wait and hope his mates got him to today.
Well, his mates last week got him into this situation. Premiership winner, Patrick. It's incredible. What about the response from the Brisbane fans?
Oh, mate, I don't even know it's that loud right now. I was singing in that last 10 minutes. We've given our fans a run for their money. The last two of them, we might as well get them done for them this one.
Well, what were you thinking last week when you were sitting out suspended? It was a close call last week, and tonight you were behind again. The boys have shown incredible heart.
Yeah, well, mate, lucky we had 2 practice runs before the big one, so we knew we were coming. We just had to manage the game, and yeah, unreal.
And what about Stefano Utoikamano? Some of his comments before the game gave it a bit of spice. Did you have a chat to him out there?
Nah, he's a great player, mate, so pleasure to play against him. And I know we'll probably have a few more battles in the years.
Patrick, thanks for joining us on ABC Sport. Enjoy it. Thank you. Wow, this is now. I might get out of here.
Well, and they're posing
photos now.
Yeah, posing for another photo at the northern end. And you spoke to Payne Haas, you spoke to Pat Carrigan, superstars of the game now, but Katoni Staggs as well was among that group that hit rock bottom. They were young stars in a team that was underperforming under Anthony Seibold, and they finished last. They finished last. You could have said that a decade before that, and no one would believe you that the mighty Broncos would ever finish last. But they've had to rebuild from the absolute foot. And Carrigan and Haas and Staggs are among that group that have now got the complete experience of going from wooden spooners to now take this proud club back to the top of the premiership. We've got about 5 or 6 minutes before we're going to wrap things up, Louis. You know what it's like to do a premiership lap. I bet you wish it never ends.
You definitely don't. You don't want it to end. The night does not end, to be fair. It feels great. It goes for a couple of days, to be fair. But they're enjoying this moment here. But what will happen is they'll go into the change room, they'll sing, they'll be with their family and friends, and then they'll come back out here in the middle of the park when everyone's left and probably sit down and have a few sports drinks to sort of really appreciate what they've just done. So that's the best part. When you get to come back out here with your team, you got your friends, your family, the kids are running around and kicking the ball, and you're just chilling out in the field. But it's funny, I can't take my eyes off Madge down there on the field going crazy as well. But it is the best. Walking around now, seeing all the fans, people who have hung in there with you, and now they get to celebrate with you.
It's funny, Ralph just sent us a text, we're done. But no, you're not done, because you got the man. You've got one more to go, Gibbsy.
Yeah, Michael Maguire's trying to get to the players. Madge, what a year it's been for you.
Roller coaster, but I always knew they could get to this point. The belief that the players had from day one when I walked in to where they are now, I'm just so proud and happy of them.
And what about your association with Adam Reynolds, what Ben Hunter's been through? I mean, all of those subplots. I know how empathetic you are. It's incredible.
Yeah. Oh, look, I just thank my players. And the staff. I've got to say, look, it's a good organisation, this one. From when I first walked in, and to have Reno, I've chatted to Reno from day one, from when we were in 2012, and we're good mates, and to have him as a young player then to now a senior player and a captain, it's been bloody special. I mean, really special. And to see Hunty come and do what he's done, he's been on this stage and
355 games
for all of us, and sort of, and to feel that, when he's around you. But to see him give him a hug now, that was a really special moment to have with a player.
And that's finally, what were you thinking at half-time and in the last 5 minutes?
At half-time, I thought we were in a pretty good place because of what we've been doing. So you learn your team, you learn your habits. The last 5 minutes, I couldn't really tell you exactly what I was feeling because I probably get in trouble.
Well done. Thanks, mate.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Well done, Gibbsy. Great job. John Gibbs down at ground level with the now 2-time NRL Premiership coach. to go with a Super League title, to go with a State of Origin title, to go with a Pacific Championships title. It's quite the resume now. Michael Maguire, congratulations. And, well, Luke, we get to that point where we're only a couple of minutes away from heading to the highlights, and it's my great privilege to, on behalf of the ABC team, thank you for your company throughout the weeks, the long nights, the long days. It's been a long haul from Vegas in March the 1st all the way through to today, and it's been, fair to say, a challenging season like no other for the rugby league team for ABC Sport, but I'm so proud to be a part of it, and I'll try and go through the list of all our helpers, of course, here in Sydney. And I got a text message from him this morning. It shows the class of the man. Andrew Moore sending me a message to say, good luck today, mate. I know you'll kill it. Maury, it's great to hear that you're on the mend. You've been in our thoughts throughout the last couple of months. We missed you today, but it's great to know that you are going to be back with us at the footy sooner rather than later. So thanks for your camaraderie. To Louis, to Gibbsy, to Brett Sprigg, Michael Carianis, Matt Elliott, all a part of the grand final today. Dean Hallertau and Rue Sims, Kiana Takarangi, Connor Watson, Glenn Lauder, Pam Whaley and Bridge Murphy, who helped us out today. Thank you. Our wonderful tech team here, led by the man of sound, Dennis Carnahan, with Nathan Turnbull, Tegan Nichols, Joel Cassaman and Peter Clemson as well. Back in my territory, I got a text from the great Billy Moore, who's still in Europe. Thanks, Bill. To Clinton Shafovsky, Zane Bojack, Travis Main, Karina Brown, Brad Talon, the great Robert Apolloni, Pete Scott, Nick Coleman, Dan Chaplin and Dylan Prinz, our tech team. Timmy Gable, what a service it's been. 2025 and out from tireless Tim. Try Raiders will never sound the same. What a gig, what a turn you put in, Timmy. Alan Tung, Sam Williams, Timmy Gore and CJ and the tech team down there. To Hoffy and Koza in Melbourne, Stu Hollywood Baker and Stu Birchmore. Our Townsville connection, Belly, Laurie, Lachlan Coote, Ash Sartor and Brendan Marola. To James Sullivan in Perth, Marty Roth, Adrian Sadi as well, Charlie King in Darwin. Our great studio operators, Brunel, Maria, Ned, Jonesy, a part of our production team as well, along with the great Andrea Williamson, David Stein on the great images, the imaging, Fletch Doherty and our new recruit. What a job Jared Ryan's done as the head of socials. Thanks to, of course, Ralph Tucker, our executive producer and content director, Tim Verrill. It's been a privilege to bring the last game of this season to you. Quentin Hull saying thanks for your company.